102 High School Football Game of the Week is on the air. Tonight's game, featuring the best of area high school football, is sponsored by
Bowling Green Chevrolet, Cellular and Satellite Center, Ingram Plumbing, People's Bank and Trust, Pike County Mutual Insurance, County Market in Louisiana, Bowling Green Pharmacy, Mid-America Auto and Towing, Bank of Louisiana, Pike County Memorial Hospital, Bowling Green Insurance, the Mercantile Bank, Bowling Green Tractor, Community State Bank, Family Drug, Mike's Tire Service, Cindy Blaylock Insurance, Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice, Hogue Ford, Todd Watts Realty, Perkins Electrical Services, All Parts, Young Enterprises Incorporated, Calumet of Missouri, and J&D Tire and Auto.
now the Eagle 102 Game of the Week.
And welcome to beautiful Cunningham Field in Louisiana. Mark Froenig, Jim Ross here in the broadcast booth getting ready for Week 2 football on Tripcast. Our game of the week this week, the Louisiana Bulldogs 0-1 taking on the 0-1 Van Far Community R6 Indians.
Should be a good competitive football game. Both teams seem to have similar numbers in terms of turnout for their squads this year, and both teams lost, as we'll get into that during the pregame in their opening game of the season. So we expect to see a good competitive football game tonight.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Joe Calhoun about that. The numbers are down this year, but Van Far's numbers down as well. They've got a new coach, John Cleaver, coming in. And where was he at before?
Cameron
coming in and taking over as the head coach this year after the retirement of their coach from a couple of years past. And I think it's just going to be a battle of attrition between these. Whoever can wear out the other team with their run game, I think, is going to control the scoreboard.
I think that's right. Both teams were looking for a quarterback coming into the season this year, and so that position it has an inexperienced player. Although both players have been around for a while, they just haven't played at the quarterback position. Of course, the big thing is going to be defense, as both teams, neither team scored last week, so they're familiar with the challenges on the offensive side of the football, but they didn't have a whole lot of success on the defensive side either. So the team that can kind of step up and control the line of scrimmage and particularly on the defensive side of the football is probably going to be the successful team tonight.
All right, we'll talk more about that quarterback matchup that we mentioned as we go along on Countdown to Kickoff here from the High School Game of the Week on Eagle 102.
Hi, this is John. I'm one of the pharmacists you see at Family Drug in Louisiana and the Bowling Green Pharmacy. We're right here with personal and prompt service, giving you the answers about your medications. If you're new in town, come get acquainted. If you're one of our regulars, thank you. You are always welcome to come in and just say hi. The right people, the right service, right downtown. Family Drug, 3rd in Georgia in Louisiana, and the Bowling Green Pharmacy on the square in Bowling Green.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem with Bank of Louisiana. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and join Bank of Louisiana. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The human body can run like a well-oiled machine. But just like machines, they occasionally need attention. A lot of times, because of accidents, injuries, or even general wear and tear, the body breaks down. That's where Pike County Memorial Hospital's physical and occupational therapy services can get you back to normal, daily activities. Don't let pain keep you from enjoying life. Let the team at PCMH focus on your recovery so you can focus on what matters to you. Pike County Memorial Hospital. Community-owned, nationally known.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. It's time now for the Eagle 102 pregame show, sponsored by Bowling Green Pharmacy.
And welcome back to Countdown to Kickoff on KJFM. Mark Froenig, Jim Ross getting ready for the Louisiana Bulldogs and the Van Far Community R6 Indians. The co-op, what is this, year
4 or 5, something like
that.
Did
you talk to Coach Clearwood? How many players do they have from community this year? I know they were not many over the last year or two.
Looking down the roster, I can see a name or two I remember being from R6. Didn't ask the exact numbers, but I think it's been beneficial. They've gotten enough to make it successful so far.
Sure. And, the Clopton-Ellsbury conglomerate has worked well over the years as well, although they didn't have very many from Ellsbury last year on that club. So as time wears on and the generations change, that travel becomes more and more of an issue, I would guess, each year.
Yeah, but always you're going to find one kid that's dream is to play high school football that would love to come over. I know they had a pretty good little wide receiver from Ellsbury play for the Indian Hawks last year, and he's a feature on the team again this year.
Right. Well, this team, getting back to this game, they played last year, and actually, of course, Louisiana's losing streak was well known to most everyone in the area, and they broke that, of course, last year with 2 wins. But they played this game at Van Far, and it was close.
It was.
And until late in the game, and Van Far stretched it out and won 44-34 in a high-scoring game. So that would tell you that defensively things weren't so good last year for either club as well as the season played out. In the first week of the season, as we told you, both teams are 0-1. Van Far lost to Principia 21-0, while Louisiana lost to Mark Twain 26-0. So the challenges are many for both clubs. I think mentally, though, for Louisiana, after coming off that losing streak and winning a couple games, then they lost 3 or 4 down the stretch, that creeps back into your mind mentally, and that's something Coach Calhoun's going to have to battle. They need something positive to happen early in this football game, and if it does, I think they can build on it and have a chance to win the football game. Van Far, on the other hand, they've had some good seasons over the last 3 or 4. Although they were just 3-7 last year, but that they've been competitive for some time. So they're not fighting that psychological battle that Louisiana is going to have to deal with until they get that first win this year.
And, the success they've had in other programs, especially basketball and the track program at Van Far the last couple of years, has really kind of lended itself. I mean, they might not be football players, but they're really good athletes, and we've seen that translate, like you said, last year. Maybe a team with similar talent wouldn't have got 3 wins, but because they've got those athletes,
right.
They were able to eke it out.
That's the small school mantra. You got to have your best athletes playing every sport, whether they think they're football players or basketball players or track play, whatever it may be. They've got to participate, because then, as you said, they find out, wow, maybe I'm not going to be able to throw a 50-yard touchdown pass, but I can run and I can block, and I'm athletic enough I can get some things done and contribute. And so that's what you got to have in these small school situations. And I think I look at the numbers, and I don't have any empirical evidence of this, but if you look at the numbers, that would tell you that maybe everybody's not playing on both of these clubs.
Yes.
And so that's the challenge for both of these schools, to get all of their athletes to come out and play in every sport they're capable of playing in.
Let's focus on the quarterbacks just for a second. Van Far will be led out of the huddle by one of my favorites, great personalities in high school today, Verdell Johnson. And we saw him take some snaps last year, kind of in a wildcat type thing. So he's got some experience back there. He's got some athletic ability. Watching him warm up, maybe not the most crisp pocket passer, but if you take your eye off him, he's going to bolt on you.
We'll just hope he doesn't pull up and shoot a jump shot,
right? Right.
Very good basketball player, as you well know. The name's familiar, and his brother is a good basketball player as well.
Yeah, he doesn't have the height that Berlin has.
No, that's correct. But Verdell is an athletic. I mean, he's prototypical what you were just referring to earlier. He's an athletic kid. And maybe he's not going to be the great drop-back passer, but he'll be able to roll out and do what do they call them now, RPOs, be able to do the run-pass option thing. And if, as you said, if you don't get a body on him and somebody scout him, he will run with the football and can hurt you. And not so much different if you look at the Louisiana side of the football with Jordan Luck. He ran out of the backfield last year all season, and so coming out of the backfield's no big challenge for him. He's used to that. But how much is he really throwing the football?
Yeah. Boy, I was watching him. He was practicing some place kicking earlier, and he looks more like a lineman than he does a quarterback. I mean, he's got the big, wide shoulder pads and just a big body under center. It's an interesting dynamic.
Well, and anybody that's played any football knows that. And any higher level football game you watch, you'll notice that the quarterback does not have big pads because they bind you up when it comes time to throw the football. So that would tell you that maybe Louisiana's not going to put it up a whole lot. They're going to do things on the ground and grind it out. And you and I were talking about it before we came on the air with that scenario probably playing out for both clubs. If we just played this game straight up, it might only take about an hour and 45 minutes because we're going to see a lot of plays, a lot of ground game stuff here tonight. And, you want to talk about keys, who can throw it and catch it. That may be the deciding factor of this football game.
All right, we'll keep discussing. It's countdown to kickoff on KJFM. More from Cunningham Field after this.
If you are in the market for a car, whether you're looking for a new or used vehicle, make sure you visit Bowling Green Chevrolet. Their selection will surprise you with prices that can't be beat. Bowling Green Chevrolet is just off Highway 61 at the South Bowling Green exit. Once you get there, you'll see why Bowling Green Chevrolet is the #1 dealership in the area. Check it out for yourself. Bowling Green Chevrolet, where you'll always feel at home.
Matthew Niemeyer here from Sailor and Satellite in Bowling Green. We are your local authorized retailer for your satellite TV and internet needs. We offer Dish Network and DirecTV along with Exceed, HughesNet, and DishNet. If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong. We are an independent retailer and offer the same promotions as they do. You must call us directly at 573-324-3722. We want to earn and maintain your business. Please give Sailor and Satellite a call for your TV and internet needs. 573-324-3722.
It's good to aim high, and sports can help children reach their goals. Join Pike County Mutual Insurance in Bowling Green and Farm Mutual Insurance in supporting local athletes. Be sure to catch all the action this sports season. Pike County Mutual Insurance salutes young local athletes and wishes them well. And they look forward to protecting these young adults with strong insurance coverage during what is sure to be a bright future. Pike County Mutual Insurance in Bowling Green.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. The Eagle 102 Keys to the Game.
Keys to the game. We've been talking about it. Ground game. Whoever's more successful, I think, is going to win this ball game.
Absolutely. And Louisiana, and neither one of us saw them play last week, but last year they played a 5-2 defense, and teams just gouged them straight up the gut on the ground. And so they've got to be able to shore that up against a team that you're fairly confident is going to run the ball, 75% plus of the time. And again, we talked about it earlier, defensively, whoever can stop that ground game and force the other team to throw the ball, they're probably going to be the successful team tonight.
And, you look at the lines, they both have some big boys on those offensive and defensive lines. You look at Louisiana, you got a kid like Dalton Glow. He's big, and he's pretty mobile for a lineman.
Well, and the one thing that you run into with schools with dwindling numbers in football is they're normally playing a team that's got 40 players and have some guys going just one way, where tonight everybody's just going to be tired because everybody's got to go both ways for the most part. And so I don't think conditioning is going to be a big factor in this game because both teams are going to be in the same boat in terms of being able to handle the heat. It's pretty warm out right now. I think as the sun goes down, it's going to turn out to be a great night for football. So if you're not here, come on out. But I don't think that'll end up being a factor in this football game.
Yeah, I think it's whoever is fresher in the last 5 minutes, whoever can make that one big play either offensively or defensively.
Well, and then, of course, the other thing that we always talk about is you got to take care of the football. If one team or the other puts it on the ground or turns it over more than the other, that'll change the football game more than anything we've talked about.
All right, we've got starters still to come. Other games around tonight close to home. We've got Bowling Green at Palmyra. That's an interesting matchup. And Clopton-Ellsbury taking on MMA, the Colonels.
Yeah, and ironically, the three teams that we predominantly cover all lost last week, with Bowling Green losing to South Shelby, and Clopton traveled down to Duchesne and got beat by Duchesne, Clopton-Ellsbury. And so a chance for Clopton-Ellsbury to right the ship a little bit with MMA, but the challenge is great for Bowling Green traveling to Palmyra. For those of you that don't know it, they have a brand new turf football field, but it's at the high school.
Yeah.
And they're still playing their home games at the middle school back behind the school in the hole. And I talked to a guy from Palmyra, and he said, we've got the best practice field in the state of Missouri.
It's unbelievable how tradition can trump everything sometimes. And you can't bring that bus down the road with the police escort if it's right behind the school.
Right, and the other thing is that street that lines the what would be the west side of the football field is actually city property, not school property. So those guys and fans can bring their trucks. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. Bring your truck, back it up. They're there on Thursday night lined up. And then they can tailgate because, like I say, they're not on school property.
Yeah,
So
they build their own party decks on the backs of these things.
That's not going to – I don't think they're going to let them park off Highway 61 at the newer high school where the new football field is.
Unbelievable. And going back to Clopton-Ellsbury, again, a new coach there again this year. That's their third or fourth coach in the past 6-7 years. So
however,
they need some stability.
He was assistant last year with them and has been around the program, had a boy. Does he still have a son playing, or did his son graduate?
I'd have to check that.
I don't remember. I know he had a kid or two playing. So he's kind of familiar, so it's not quite the complete new mentality that the players got to get used to, like Van Far is having to this year. Of course, I think we can expect Bowling Green to continue to improve because this is their second year with Coach K, and they're going to get more and more familiar. And one thing I like about Coach K, I've been doing this a long time, been refereed for a long time, and historically, I think you'll agree with this, historically coaches in their preseason and pregame interviews will say, oh, we can be all right, we can be competitive. He flat out said, I've got a bunch of seniors, we ought to be good. He said that, and I respect the heck out of that because he knows that he's got 15 seniors on that club. He's had them for a year now. They ought to understand his program and the way it's going to roll. He did lose some people to graduation that are going to hurt him that he's going to need to replace. But with 15 seniors coming in, they understand the way things are. And he said, by golly, we ought to be good. And so let's see if they can make a profit out of it.
And he also, what impresses me is he puts team and character over wins and losses, and that's pretty important in this day and age.
Absolutely. You don't see a lot of it. These kids nowadays watch what goes on TV, and players act up and go unpunished, and that's not the way the world should work. And it's good to see a coach like him that values those things that are actually more important in the end than wins and losses.
Sounds like you've been watching Hard Knocks this season.
Well, all you had to do was listen to the news today and Antonio Brown and all the nonsense that went on with him today. That's about all you need to know about the NFL right there.
You're listening to Countdown to Kickoff on KJFM. Our game of the week is just about 12 minutes away. We'll have our starting lineups after this on Eagle 102.
Are you still looking for a bank that knows you by name, offers convenient hours and hometown service? Look no further than Community State Bank of Missouri. Hello, this is Paul Hill. Our pleasant staff is here to welcome you and service all your banking needs. So stop by our office in Bowling Green or Troy and experience the difference. Community State Bank of Missouri, your hometown community bank since 1887, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When you're ready to purchase your next vehicle, visit Pogue Ford in Bowling Green and enjoy your next buying experience. At Pogue, they go the extra mile to make sure you walk away with more than just a car or a truck. They'll give you an automotive home. Pogue Ford has the new or pre-owned vehicle you're looking for, and if they don't, they'll find it. Plus, they're available for all your automotive service needs. Pogue Ford, Business Highway 61 in Bowling Green.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. So easy, anyone can use them. Once you try it, you'll just have to buy it. Stop by Bowling Green Tractor to see how easy yard work can be. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for ego, power beyond belief.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. The Eagle 102 starting lineups on KJFM are brought to you by Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy.
And your Community State Bank starting lineups for this ball game. We're going to go offensive starters for both squads since pretty much everyone's playing anyway. Yeah. So we'll get most of the names this way. Offensive starters for Van Far, the lineman at left tackle, number 74, senior Max Robe. Left guard, number 68, a sophomore Easton McAfee. At center is a junior, number 55, Dayton Sanders. Right guard, number 78, a senior Peyton Pargin. And the right tackle is a junior, number 64, Ethan Fort. The receivers, 3 wide receivers for Van Far, junior, number 7, Garrett Schmidt, a senior, number 18, Julian Holtkamp, and a junior, number 42, Austin Taylor. In the backfield, you've got a senior running back, number 3, Morgan Slatton, running back, number 11, a junior, Tony Garland, and at quarterback is a senior, number 34, Verdell Johnson. Offensive starters for the Bulldogs on the line. Left tackle, number 60, Justin Wilkinson. Left guard, number 76, Dalton Glow. At center, number 50, Gavin Crabtree. Right guard is number 51, Wyatt Early. And the right tackle is number 58, Jacob Gray. Receivers, they got 3 wide and 1 tight end. Wide receivers, number 10, Tyler Pedersen. Number 44, Cody Love. And number 20, Sheldon Sylvie. The tight end is number 15, Tyler York. And in the backfield, the running back is number 2, Devin Kropp. And the quarterback is number 12, Jordan Luck. And those are your starters from Community State Bank. More after this on the high school football game of the week.
Hi, this is John. I'm one of the pharmacists you see at Family Drug in Louisiana and the Bowling Green Pharmacy. We're right here with personal and prompt service, giving you the answers about your medications. If you're new in town, come get acquainted. If you're one of our regulars, thank you. You are always welcome to come in and just say hi. The right people, the right service, right downtown. Family Drug, 3rd in Georgia in Louisiana, and the Bowling Green Pharmacy on the square in Bowling Green.
Pike County Hospice is proud to be your only local, not-for-profit, county-based hospice program in the area. Hi, my name is Corey Shepard, Hospice Program Manager. Since 1993, Pike County Hospice has been serving our community's families with integrity, compassion, and respect. This new journey is not easy, and we are ready to support you and your family through this difficult time. You have the choice of who will be by your side. By choosing Pike County Hospice, it will be our honor to serve you and provide the comfort and dignity yourself and your loved ones deserve. Contact us today by calling 324-2111 or visiting our website at pikecountyhospice.com.
Hey, this is Ryan with Mid-America Auto and Towing in Bowling Green. We've got something for everybody's budget. Everything from $1,000 all the way up to $35,000. We have a constant rotation of new inventory, including cars, trucks, and SUVs. So if you're out and you're looking for a new car, come by and see me. If you're looking for a particular vehicle and you don't see it on the lot or the website, let me know, and I'll do my best to find it for you. Mid-America Auto and Towing, just off Highway 54 in Bowling Green, is a one-stop shop. Like us on Facebook or check out our website, midamericaautoandtowing.com.
The Eagle 102 High School Football Game of the Week is on the air. Sponsored by
Abel's Quick Shops, Bank of Louisiana, Bowling Green Pharmacy, Cellular and Satellite Center, Community State Bank, Bowling Green Tractor, Quiver River Electric Cooperative, Bowling Green Chevrolet Buick, Family Drug, Pike County Memorial Hospital, Ingram Plumbing, Mid-America Auto and Towing, Mike's Tire Service, People's Bank and Trust, Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice, Pike County Mutual Insurance, the Mercantile Bank, and Pogue Auto.
Now, the Eagle 102 Game of the Week.
And welcome back to Cunningham Field in Louisiana. Mark Fronick, Jim Ross getting ready for our Game of the Week as the Bulldogs of Louisiana take on the Indians of Van Far and Community R6, the co-op there. And our officials for tonight's game, the referee, Paul Corpening, like you said. Umpire is Joe Hankey. The linesman is Charles Neville. The line judge is Seth Hendrickson, and the back judge is Jimmy Garth. I almost said Gimme Jarth.
Gimme Jarth out of the Columbia Football Association. Of course, Mark and I were talking about it off the air. Paul Courtney's refereed basketball at the Bowling Green tournament for many years, one night. So we're familiar with him.
I like Paul.
Oh, yeah. He's too far away from the fans in football, though, to interact like he does in basketball.
Yeah, in basketball, he's close enough to the score table to interact with the broadcast.
Right, I'm sure. And so, yeah, this will be a good football crew out of Columbia. And I got to say, the field looks good. And if you haven't been out here, they redid the track, resurfaced the track, and it looks awesome as well. So the facilities here at Louisiana for a school this size are second to none. And let's hope the football will live up to that as well, especially on both sides of the football, actually, in this what will be an East Missouri Conference matchup come next year.
And thank goodness we're getting closer to that. This odd schedule for the Bulldogs. I know that the athletics department is they've done their best to get a full schedule out, but some of those matchups they're odd.
They are odd, but it actually probably, with its losing streak as it was, this probably played into their hand a little bit in terms where they got to. I mean, they had to hunt. These non-conference games didn't just fall in their lap, but they were able to schedule who they wanted to schedule. I would hate to see either one of these teams. I think I counted 16 players dressed for Van Far as they ran across there. So they both got about the same number of players dressed. I'd hate to see either one of these teams in the Clarence County Conference right now.
Yeah, that'd be a tough order to.
And we'll talk about rankings later on. The rankings came out Thursday, but there's only one team in the East Missouri Conference even getting votes, and that's South Callaway in 1A, and they lost their first game at Higginsville. So, and then you look at the Clarence County Conference, and they've got 4 or 5 teams ranked. Another team or two getting votes, and as has been for many, many years, that's just a meat grinder of a football league. And if you don't have bodies, it's tough. So you're going to run into teams in the East Missouri that have bodies. Trust me, Bowling Green's got 50 players. I'm sure Montgomery County, South Callaway, North Callaway, they're going to have similar type numbers as Bowling Green does. But this is a good, going back to my original point, even though it's a non-conference schedule, it gave Louisiana opportunity to schedule the teams they wanted and or could find during this transition period. So hopefully next year they'll be ready to play in the EMO conference.
Well, can I say something here? Boy, it's great to have your knowledge back to my left. That's fantastic. That's good stuff.
There's not a whole lot in this brain. Unfortunately, a lot of it's sports. Ask some of my employees, they'll tell you.
Yeah, just about to flip the coin, and then we'll kick this thing off in week 2, 0-1. Van Far 0-1. Louisiana from Cunningham Field as the coaches make their way back to the sidelines.
Yeah, we've been staring into the sun as this field is pretty much due north-south the way it lays, so we're looking straight into the western sunset, and it's finally about to go beyond the trees, so we will be able to see, and the fans will sitting out on those metal bleachers. I'm sure it was right toasty out there as well.
Yep, it was on the backs of the necks of the Van Far fans, which that's another great thing about this facility. If you really have a big crowd, you got that the Wallace Park parking lot. You can really segregate, especially if it's one of them rivalries.
Yeah.
Okay, visiting fans go over there.
Right, and you know, back when we were having big crowds to games, they would have a gate over on that side of the field actually and allow people to come in without having to come all the way around. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The facility is very nice.
I missed who won the toss.
I did too. I guess we might want to remember we're here not to just talk. We're here to tell folks what's going on. Well, we'll tell you in just a second. My guess is whoever won the toss deferred, because that's kind of the way things roll in high school football. And it looks like Louisiana's going to kick it away. As I see a young lad coming out with a tee in his hand.
And it will be Louisiana kicking off. And Jordan Luck, the quarterback, will also be the place kicker for the Bulldogs.
We are streaming this on KJFM Eagle102.net. Is that right? We're still doing it on that call letter?
Yep.
And we have video tonight. It's something new for the radio station, so you can turn us off like I do Cardinal baseball sometime and just watch the game if you want.
Well, you know, with the Cardinals, sometimes I turn off the volume and turn on the radio.
Right, right. I agree. I've gone to going out on the back porch and listening to it from time to time. Away we go. Louisiana will kick it off. It's an end-over-end kick caught by an up back. That's Slayton with it. He'll be tackled immediately. He'll get out across the 35-yard line, and that's where Van Far will have their first offensive possession. I believe Jordan Luck was the kicker. And you're right. He does look like a lineman with those big pads on.
And it took a lot to bring down the big back who caught that opening kickoff, Morgan Slatton. He bounced off the first tackle, and it took 3-4 Bulldogs to finally bring him down across the 35.
Looks like Van Far is going to come out in the spread formation. Johnson is at quarterback, and he has Garland in the backfield, and he'll put it up with a little swing pass out to the wide receiver. That's Taylor with the catch. He'll get it out across the 40 near the 45-yard line and pick up about 5, maybe 6 on the play. Well, we talked about can they throw the football, and they make liars out of both those and come out throwing right out of the gate.
Yeah, just a little screen there. Wasn't the most crisp pass. Just kind of popped it over the first wave for Louisiana and able to get that 5-6 yard gain.
Louisiana in a 4-4 defense. Now they run the inside reverse or inside sweep, if you will. That's Julian Holtkamp on the carry, and he'll lose a yard or two. And it'll be third down and about 7 for the Indians of Van Far Community R6. They do still co-op with the Trojans.
Lost about 3 on the play, so it's going to be 3rd and 7 for Van Far.
Johnson out of the shotgun once again, has Garland in the backfield with him, twins to the right and to the left. In motion now comes Holtkamp. He'll fake the handoff to him, and Berlin will take it around left end, nowhere to run. Now he reverses field, and that has some blockers in place now. He'll get around the right end. He's in the clear at the 50, 40, now at the 30. He's going to go. Nobody's going to catch him, and he's going to go 58 yards for the touchdown.
Verdell Johnson, just completely stopped for a loss, reverses field, goes back across, probably an extra 20 yards worth of running there, and then up the sideline untouched to the end zone.
Well, you were profound in your pregame comments about him. If he gets in the open, he's going to be hard to catch, and that was exactly the case on that play. It looks like they will go 4-2 out of a similar formation. Johnson takes the handoff. He's going to fake it, a little play action, pump fakes, and now drops it inside, and it's going to be caught in the middle by Garrett Schmidt, and the 2-point conversion pass is good at the 10:33 mark of the first quarter. The Van Far Indians 8 and the Louisiana Bulldogs nothing. They're listening to the high school game of the week on KJFM.
Here's one question that has no wrong answer. Are you going to choose the new Shell and Fuel Rewards card to be used at Shell stations, or the Shell and Fuel Rewards MasterCard that can be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted? With both, you save 10 cents per gallon, up to 20 gallons every time you fill up. And you also earn 10% rebates on your first $1,200 in non-fuel purchases per year at Shell stations. See? You can't go wrong with either. Visit www.shell.us/getrewards and apply today. At participating Shell stations only. Terms and conditions apply.
Follow your area teams throughout the season, in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by All Parts, Perkins Electrical Service, and Spring Hollow Coffee.
Well, a touchdown run by Verdell Johnson and a 2-point conversion pass from Johnson to Smith. And Van Far jumps out on top, 8-0.
And that pass was the jump shot you were talking about.
Yeah, it sure was. He looked like he wanted to run with it and pulled up and then just did a Tim Tebow, if you will.
Yep, both feet off the ground.
Maximus Road will kick it off for Van Far. This one's got a little distance to it, and it'll be caught at the 18-yard line, and up the middle comes the deep back. That's Darius Burris. Out to about the 36-yard line. It looks like where they'll mark it, and Louisiana have their first offensive possession.
Pretty nice kick there and a good return to get it back out across the 35.
Well, and as we talked in the pregame, Louisiana needs something positive to happen on this first series of downs so they don't go into the mentality of, oh, here we go again kind of thing. Out of the shotgun, same formation basically as Van Far. And Luck will hand it off to Devin Kropp. He'll get around right in at the 40 to the 45. He's drugged down from behind. There is a flag. That was nearly a horse collar. Let's see if that's what they call it. The official closest to it was watching for the player to be out of bounds, and the flag came from the referee, and it is a horse collar. And so they'll tack on 15 yards to that, and Louisiana will move into Van Far territory. As the officials get together, and it'll take it down to about the 39-yard line of Van Far. And Louisiana, they're going to go all the way to the 38, actually.
Wow. That's a big penalty.
Yeah, nice run by Kropp, and then tack on 15. And you're right, Louisiana in business in Indian territory with 10:17 to play here in the first quarter. Luck with Kropp in the backfield. Twins to the left and a single receiver to the right. They'll fake the handoff, and Luck will keep it up the middle with some running room, and he'll pick up about 9 on the carry. Jordan Luck.
It's good that Louisiana is able to move the ball here. We saw it last week how a bad opening couple minutes can really set back a team as Bowling Green fell behind 14-0 and just could never quite recover.
Out of the hurry-up offense, they'll hand it off to Kropp again. He'll head to the right side, stops, and makes a nice move. Another flag on the play. He's across the 25 to about the 24. We'll have to see what the flag is. It's holding on Louisiana. Well, they did that a lot last year, Mark. You know, they'd have something positive happen, and then they'd shoot themselves in the foot with a procedure penalty and a holding penalty. And the next thing you know, the yardage they picked up, they've given back. So that actually went from the spot of the foul. So it only takes the ball back to the 35-yard line, and it'll be 2nd and about 7 for the Dogs.
Yeah, so not a really excruciating penalty to take, but that is.
Now the snap's on the loose, and it'll go all the way out to the 50-yard line, and they'll mark it at just inside the 50 as Kropp able to fall on the errant snap. So, yeah, not a penalty, but exactly what we talked about. You've got to take advantage of the positives and stay away from the negative stuff.
Now the Bulldogs of the past would probably try and scoop that up and do something, and it would end up getting run back the other way.
Right. Something worse would have happened. Kropp didn't compound the problem. He just fell on it. But having done that, it's now 3rd and a long ways.
About 23.
And out of the shotgun, Luck's going to take a 3-step drop. He'll look to pass. He's going to put it up, and the receiver actually was open. That was Tyler York. He ran a little dig corner, and the pass was overthrown by about 4 or 5 yards, and it'll be 4th down.
Yep, uncatchable, landed out of bounds by about 3 or 4 yards.
Well, let's see if Louisiana wants to play the field position game, or if they're going to go for it. Kropp is about 8 yards off the line of scrimmage. I'm guessing he's going to punt this. As they slow snap it this time, trying to draw an offsides. They do snap it to Kropp, and he kicks a pooch kick, hits at the 30, takes a Louisiana roll inside the 25 down near the 20-yard line, and that's where Van Far will take over. 8:59 to play here in the first. The Indians lead it 8-0 on a 58-yard touchdown run by Verdell Johnson. And if you're Coach Clear, that's the way you want to start the game.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Cleaver before the game. He is the 8th John Cleaver in that line. His son, who's a freshman, is John Cleaver the 9th.
And you said they have no middle names, so I guess they call him 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, he was counting in German, and I lost it.
Inside handoff this time by Johnson to the back Morgan Slatton. Not a whole lot of running room. He'll pick up positive yardage, though. They'll give him about 2, and it'll be 2nd and 8. great night here at Louisiana High School. The sun's gone down and the weather's cooled off. There's not much of a breeze. The Old Glory's not moving at all. And it'll be second down for the Indians. Johnson looks to make that swing pass that they opened the game with to the outside, this time to Holtkamp. He'll pick up about 4, and it'll be, they're just going to give him 2, maybe 3, and it'll be third and about a long 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, right in that area. But that seems to be working for him. Just sling it out there to the end and see what kind of matchup they can produce.
Well, the whole idea is give them safe passes. They had the 2 short passes there and the short pass on the 2-point conversion. However, it is third down. They're going to fake the inside handoff. Johnson's going to keep it up the middle. He looks for space, breaks the tackle at the 35, and is down at the 39-yard line. And that'll be good. No, actually, he fumbled. They're saying he fumbled the football. He fumbled the football, and Louisiana fell on it. I didn't see the ball come out right at the end. We'll have to pull that back and look at it on the video. So the first turnover of the game is by Van Far, and a break for the Dogs as they have it in Van Far territory at the 39-yard line.
He was kind of holding it out in front of him. I saw that.
So a break for Louisiana. Luck will fake the handoff. Now he fumbles it right back, but it's going to be fell on by lineman, big number 76, Dalton Glow, I believe, fell on that. And positive yardage after the fumble of about 2 yards.
Yeah, that's a 2-yard carry for Dalton Glow.
So they got to hang on. Both teams need to hang on to the football. That'll make these coaches have less hair and more gray hair than they have right now. 2nd and 8, 7:23 to play in the first. Crop on the handoff. He heads around left end, looks for some space. If he can get outside, he does not. Good pursuit by the inside guys for Van Far. And he'll take it down to about the 31, inside the 31-yard line, and it'll be third and about 2.
Yeah, still very manageable third down. He did a lot of work, got himself about 5 yards.
3rd and 2. Clock continues to run, 6:56. Van Far leads it 8-0 if you're just joining us. Verdell Johnson on a 58-yard touchdown run on the third play from scrimmage by the Van Far Community R6 Indians. Luck out of the shotguns, got Crop to his right, twin receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. And now they'll bring Burse in motion. They'll hand it off to him on the reverse. He tries to get around the corner, does, across the 25, and that'll be good for first down yardage for Louisiana.
Good little drive now that we've got the fumbles out of the way for the Bulldogs here.
Looks like they'll mark it at about the 22-yard line. And it'll be first down for Louisiana.
A couple of different looks on the ground, though.
Absolutely. I'm guessing they both run similar type plays. If I was betting, it kind of looks like the same playbook, except for Louisiana goes with pretty much a tight end on all plays rather than having 4 receivers. Luck on a long snap count this time. Takes it and will hand it off on a read option up the middle, and nothing doing there for Crop. Hit immediately by big number 55. That was Dayton Sanders with the nose guard, nose tackle, I guess they call him nowadays.
That's a big lineman there.
He is a big boy.
But it looked like the handoff was a little high to Burse and kind of threw off the timing of the play a little bit.
Trying to read a little bit, I think, is what Luck was trying to do. And it maybe slowed down the development of that play. Second down, loss of about a half a yard. And Luck will roll to his left, look to pass. He's under heavy pressure, gets outside. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Turns upfield across the 15, now across the 10. So good hard running after the initial contact by Jordan Luck. And he'll have a first down at the 10-yard line inside the red zone. Let's see, we've got a whistle, and it's going to be a timeout for a water break. We'll step aside as well. 5:12 to play in the first, 8-0. Van Far on top, Louisiana on the move. You're listening to the High School Game of the Week on Eagle 102.
Community State Bank of Missouri is here to meet your agricultural needs. This is Earl Niemeyer. We offer a variety of agricultural loans customized to meet the demands of today's complex farm operations. Whether it's to purchase farm equipment or to pay farm operating expenses, a financial package can be developed specific to your operation. Drop by one of our convenient locations and speak with an ag loan specialist today. Community State Bank of Missouri, your hometown community bank since 1887. Equal opportunity lender.
Follow your area teams throughout the season, in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bank of Louisiana, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Pogue Ford in Bowling Green.
Welcome back to Louisiana High School, Cunningham Field. Jim Ross, Mark Froenig. Glad to have Mark with us at the station. And we've got video and all kinds of cool stuff. They turned me loose with this tech stuff, and it's problematic.
Well, this is the smoothest it's run yet.
5:12 to play in the first, 8-0. First and goal for Louisiana from the 10, just inside the 10. Crop on the handoff. He breaks a tackle at the 5. He's inside the 5, and where are they going to mark it? Did the ball come out? A bunch of people going after the football, it looked like. They're going to say Louisiana still has it, so a gain of about 9. And just short of the goal line for the Bulldogs as they have an injured player. Wyatt Early looks like he's going to need to come off the field for a break, holding his lower back. Probably got hit in the back on his blocking duties. And it looks like Louisiana is actually going to call a timeout because they would have to sub for him. So we'll take a break as well. 4:49 to play here in the first. 8-0. Van Far, Louisiana on the doorstep. You're listening to the high school game of the week on Eagle 102.
If you are in the market for a car, whether you're looking for a new or used vehicle, make sure you visit Bowling Green Chevrolet. Their selection will surprise you with prices that can't be beat. Bowling Green Chevrolet is just off Highway 61 at the South Bowling Green exit. Once you get there, you'll see why Bowling Green Chevrolet is the #1 dealership in the area. Check it out for yourself. Bowling Green Chevrolet, where you'll always feel at home.
Follow your area teams throughout the season, in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Ingram Plumbing, the Mercantile Bank, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Couple scores from around the area. Palmyra leads Bowling Green 7-0 in the first quarter, and making over Highland 8-7. The only early scores that we have. North Shelby, familiar with them, they went to 8-man football last year, and they played northwest of Hughesville last night and won 84-2.
That's a normal score.
I guess that's more like flag football when you play 8-man. Although if you've ever watched it, they have had the state playoffs on TV before. It's pretty entertaining. So the Bulldogs from the 1-yard line, let's see if they can punch it in and even things up here in this first quarter. Luck will take the handoff. He fakes it, or take the snap. He fakes the handoff, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage by Morgan Slatton. Good defensive play by Slatton. Loss of about 3 back to the 3-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and goal for the Dogs from the 3.
I'm guessing a lot more like arena football.
Yeah, that's a better way to describe it than flag football. But, yeah, it's a lot of passing and a lot of wide open field. Of course, they cut the field down. It's only 80 yards long, and rather than being, 45 yards wide, it's 35 or 30 or something like that. So they shrink the field down. Down to 4:12 on 3rd down. Luck takes a snap to the left, option flip to Crop. He drops it, picks it up, and he's going to be tackled for another loss. Inside the 5-yard line, he'll lose. Well, it looks like he may have got back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 4th and 3. So Louisiana gets inside, down to the 1-yard line, and has 2 negative plays. And now it's 4th down.
Got to tighten up that goal line offense.
Van Far with, looks like 8 guys in the box, and maybe 9 if the safety sneaks up. So does Louisiana have a sneak pass play? Pop pass to the tight end here would be wonderful. He'll roll it out, flips it to Crop. It's a wild pitch once again and goes on the ground, and that will turn the ball over on downs back to Van Far. Crop couldn't find the handle.
Yeah, ball was thrown, pitch behind him. He tried to reach back and get it, just couldn't pull it in. And he was lucky to be able to fall on top before the Indians scooped it up.
Lost back to the, looks like they'll mark it at about the 7-yard line, and so Louisiana unable to convert the turnover into points. However, they do have Van Far pinned in their own end at their own 7-yard line.
Which, losing that yardage also gave Van Far a little bit of room to breathe offensively.
Johnson with Garland in the backfield with him this time. He'll hand it off to Garland. Not much running room for him there. Breaks the initial contact and falls forward and will lose about a half a yard, it looks like. And it'll be 2nd and 11. Down to 3:04 in the first, 8-0. Van Far on top. They scored on their first series, offensive series, 3rd play of the game on a 58-yard touchdown run by Verdell Johnson. Now they shift the receivers from one side to the other, twins to the right and to the left out of the spread formation. Down to 2:43, play clock down to 8. In motion comes one of the receivers. Didn't run a misdirection play to Garland off right tackle, and he'll pick up some positive yards out near the 10-yard line.
Well, he could have busted that open, but he ran into the back of his blocker.
Does Garland have some speed? How old is he? He's a junior, so he may not have played a whole lot of varsity football last year. But anyway, it's a 3rd down, and it looks like about 6, maybe 7 for the Indians. We're at 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. In motion comes Garland. They'll fake the inside handoff. Johnson will keep it. He breaks it to the outside looking for space. They got to tie him up, and they finally do. He's like Barry Sanders in that he bounces around in the backfield. Wait a minute, you guys are too young. You may not know who Barry Sanders is. I'm sure you know who Barry Sanders is.
Yeah.
At any rate, he gets behind those linemen and bounces around a lot looking for a hole. Couldn't find it that time, and so no gain on the carry, and it's 4th and a long 6 for Van Far. And it looks like Johnson's going to drop back into punt formation. Louisiana will send Cody Love back deep. It's a good snap. The kick's away. It's a tail dragger end over end. Caught at the 35-yard line, and Cody Love breaks it to the outside with not a whole lot of running room, but great field position for Louisiana as they'll take over after the punt on the Van Far 30-yard line.
Boy, Van Far just keeps giving Louisiana chances here deep in their own territory. It's got to be exhausting for the defense, which is already short-staffed.
You've got to be able to score the football. It's one of the key things in almost any sport. And Louisiana has yet to score any points in this season, and we've got a whistle on the field, and it's a timeout. Who are they going to give the timeout to? Timeout to Louisiana. 1:14 to play in the first. 8-0 Van Far. You're listening to the high school game of the week on Eagle 102.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud.
Louisiana is a Health Mart town. Family Drug Health Mart Pharmacy. The right people, the right price, right downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Follow your area teams throughout the season, in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust and Mike's Tire and Service Center.
1:14 to play in the first quarter. Louisiana recognizing Coach Calhoun the importance of converting this good field position. Burns his second timeout, and the Dogs will have it from the Van Far 30-yard line, 1st and 10, trailing 8-0. Out of the shotgun once again, twins to the right, single receiver to the left, tight end to the right. Luck's going to look to put it up and throw. He throws, and it's picked off. Way underthrown, and that player's down. He went to his knees. They got to blow the whistle. You can't go to your knees in high school football. But intercepted by
Austin Taylor.
Austin Taylor with the pick. And that pass was woefully underthrown by Luck. And Taylor, playing center field, actually, made the catch. And so Louisiana with a second good opportunity from good field position, unable to create any offense at all, and they give it back to Van Far with 1:05 to play in the quarter.
I don't know if they were trying to catch the Indians off guard there with the pass on first down or what, but
jet sweep to the right this time with Holcamp. He fumbles the ball. It's on the ground, and let's see who's going to come up with that. Are they going to say he was down? I think the head linesman on the far sideline saying he was down, and that will give the ball back to Van Far. Actually, not give it back to him, and not considered a turnover. A gain of 2.
Cassidy on the carry.
2nd and 8.
Final 30 seconds of the first quarter.
8-0 our score. Johnson out of the shotgun once again. He'll fake the handoff, swings it out to the right flat, and he's immediately hit by Crop. The receiver that time, Slatton, no place to go. Good open field tackle by Crop, and a big loss on the play back to the 16-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and 11, and Van Far will let the clock run out, and that'll do it for the first quarter. Your score to the Van Far Community R6 Indians 8, Louisiana Bulldogs nothing. You're listening to the high school game of the week on Eagle 102.
As a farmer, you rely on rainfall to ensure your crop production, but sometimes the weather doesn't cooperate. Droughts can happen and do. Long dry spells can ruin your crops, but shouldn't ruin your life. With a pasture, rangeland, and forage policy through NAU Country Insurance Company and Bowling Green Insurance Agency, you'll be provided with the extra protection you need. Contact Fred Carlson at Bowling Green Insurance to discuss how PRF can help manage your risk. NAU Country Insurance Company is an equal opportunity provider.
Is it time to renew, redo, or rebuild? People's Bank and Trust can help you make those home improvements without springing a leak in your budget. I'm Christine Rutherford, and we have loans designed specifically for repairs and renovations, along with home equity lines of credit. Stop by your local People's Bank in Bowling Green, and let's talk about how People's Bank can help you. People's Bank and Trust online at www.pbtc.net or give me a call at 573-324-2525. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender, MLO number 421603, NMLS number 407724.
Follow your area teams throughout the season in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cindy Blaylock Insurance Agency, Young Enterprise, and JD Tire and Auto.
We start the second quarter. Jim Ross, Mark Froelich with you here from Cunningham Field. Van Far leads at 8-0, and they have the football 3rd and 11 from their own 19-yard line.
Bowling Green just forced a fumble and returned it for a touchdown, tying the game with Palmyra at 14-all with 3:30 to go in the first.
Swing pass by Johnson out to the left sideline, caught by, looks like number 42 with the catch. That would be Austin Taylor. He'll pick up a couple of positive yards. They'll give him 2, but it'll be 4th and 9, and Van Far will certainly kick it away, I would guess. Luck back deep, or Love, I should say, Cody Love back deep for Louisiana. And Johnson will do the kicking honors for the Indians. Low snap, pressure comes in, not soon enough though, and Love's going to catch it and fall to the ground at the 42-yard line. Dangerous play by Love, diving for the football on the punt, but he's able to corral it, and Louisiana will have it 1st and 10 from the Van Far 42-yard line. So, Mark, Louisiana can't complain about field position. They've had great field position in this game.
No, this is one of their worst starting spots tonight.
They just haven't been able to get anything at all going offensively. And they'll come out strong left with twins to the left, a single receiver to the right. Crop at the tailback position with Jordan Luck at the quarterback. They look at their armbands, which is the new way of doing it these days. Get the play, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle to Crop. He'll spin out of trouble at the 40 and get down to about the 37-yard line, so a gain of about 5. Good carry by Crop.
Good second effort. That spin move really produced.
It'll be 2nd down for the Dogs. something new at Louisiana High School this year. They're having a fifth quarter. It's sponsored by the First Baptist Church, and all the high school students, players, and cheerleaders, and all students for that matter, are welcome immediately following a game at the Baptist Church for some refreshment and festivities. Another handoff to Crop up the middle. He found some space that time, showed a little burst of speed. Gets across the 35 down to about the 31-yard line, and he'll have a first down for Louisiana. So first series with some real good positive yards in a series or two after they drove it down to the goal line basically, and then were unable to punch it in late in the first quarter.
Another score, Silex softball lost to Winfield today, 8-7.
Silex going to have another good softball team, aren't they?
It seems like every year they can put something together pretty good.
Luck on the quarterback draw now over left tackle, gets across the 25 down to about the 23. Kind of semi-pump faked it and took it up the middle for good positive yards of about 8, maybe 9. Looks like they'll give him 9. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Put on his fullback hat there, dropped the pads, and rumbled forward.
On the quick count, they hand it to Crop. He breaks it to the outside. He needs to turn on the speed. There's a flag. That's going to be holding. And Crop's going to go out of bounds at about the 10-yard line, but I'm guessing this one is coming back. Mr. Corpening is holding.
Like you said, though, not a lot of flags in this game.
One thing about Paul Corpening and his crew, whether it be football or basketball, they let the kids play. That's not necessarily a bad thing. One thing about officiating, the kids will tell you whether they don't like the way the game's officiated. You don't see any kids acting up. They're all good with it.
Yeah, they like it.
And that's a good sign. Same thing holds true in basketball. After the penalty, it's back to a 2nd and 8. Ball just inside the 30-yard line. Luck at the quarterback. He'll run the option left, and it's batted down and taken away by number 7, Garrett Schmidt. He almost took that out of the midair. And the second turnover of the game stalls another drive. The third time Louisiana's been deep in Van Far territory and have come out empty-handed. A great defensive play that time by Garrett Schmidt. He almost took it right out of the quarterback's hand.
Yeah, he read that play nicely. Almost like it was drawn up that way.
If he'd have caught it in the air, he would still be running at this point. So Van Far gets it back. Third turnover of the game, second by Louisiana. Van Far now runs the option, and nothing doing there as Johnson flips it out to Tony Garland. He'll be hit deep in his backfield. He's going to lose a bunch. Looks like they're going to mark it at about a loss of 5, maybe 6, all the way back to the 32-yard line.
For a while, we were playing between the 35 and the goal line. Now I think we're going to play the second quarter between the 30s.
In the middle of the field, yeah.
Which is great for our camera angle.
Who can punt the best, right? Is that what this is going to turn into? Second, and they'll call it 15 on the inside handoff this time to Garland. He finds a little running room out across the 40 to about the 44-yard line, so he makes it a measurable third down now as a good run by Tony Garland.
Yeah, they found a little something in there with the junior running back.
He's not very big, but he's shifty. And they've moved Slatton to the slot position and taken him out of the backfield. So 3rd and a long 2, maybe we'll call it 3 for the Indians. They'll hand it off up the middle once again. Nice spin move, and he'll get first down yardage. Will Garland as he spun after the initial contact.
Yeah, I was watching the ref come in from the far side. Initially he was short, then moved forward another yard. Plenty of yardage.
Yeah, I'm looking straight down the line. It's a first down. I don't know what they're waiting on, but out to the 40.
Last week's game at Bowling Green, if they were within 1.5 yards, they were moving the chains.
It was good, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, not a whole bunch of measuring last week.
You just don't see measurements very often anymore. That's one thing that's kind of a thing of the past. So on first down, Johnson's going to look to pass. Throws it on a little slant pattern, but it's too tall for the intended receiver. That was Garland.
Good coverage there from Devin Kropp.
So neither team has shown, other than little short swing passes by Johnson, anything downfield hasn't been terribly close, actually, by either quarterback up to this point. On second down, we're down to 7:56 to play in the half. Van Far leads it 8-0. Inside handoff to Garland. He heads upfield across the 50, spins twice, and gets down inside Louisiana territory to about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, I like this kid.
Yeah, he's shifty for sure. And again, gives them a measurable, manageable, I should say. Third down is 3rd and 2 as they do put the nose of the football right on the 45-yard line. Stick around for halftime. We'll have some scores for you from around the area. I'll tell you about the rankings that came out, I think, on Thursday. Johnson out of the shotgun. He's going to keep it this time. Goes up the middle, takes a big hit, but he's going to have first down yardage at about the 43-yard line. Glow with the big pop that time for Louisiana.
And popped him right on the shoulder pad. They can't feel good. That's his throwing arm, too.
But first down for Van Far as they continue to move the football methodically down the field. Down to 7 minutes to play in the half. Garland in motion. Johnson's going to throw that swing pass out to the left, and it's dropped. Julian Holtkamp had his hands on it and heard some footsteps, I would believe.
Well, I saw that face mask swing around and looking forward before he brought that ball in.
Yeah, you know, that pass is kind of cool the first time when they're not expecting it, but that's about the 3rd, maybe 4th time they've thrown that. And now the defense is caught on. So we're going to have an officials timeout to get a drink of water. We'll take a drink as well. 6:57 to play in the half. 8-0 Van Far. You're listening to High School Game of the Week on Eagle 102.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service. But did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. At Ingram Plumbing, we're ready to meet all your plumbing needs. I should know. I'm Bonnie Ingram, and I've worked there for over 50 years. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
Follow your area teams throughout the season in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Todd Watts Realty, Calumet of Missouri, and Bowling Green Insurance.
6:57 to play in the first half. The only score of the game, a 58-yard touchdown run by Verdell Johnson on the 3rd play of the game for Van Far. The 2-point conversion pass to Schmidt was good, and Van Far's led it 8-0 from the 10:33 mark in the first quarter. And we've had a multitude of turnovers and mistakes since that point, but now Van Far mounting a little bit of an offensive drive here late in the half. Johnson on 2nd down and 10. He'll hand it off to Garland once again. He cuts back, and a flag on the play.
Yeah, going to have a hold, I think, right there where he made the move.
Yeah, I think Paul Corpening's acting like the offensive lineman bear hugged him.
Yeah,
he's giving the bear hug sign. That's a new officiating signal.
He's still doing it. Score: Clopton-Ellsbury now leads MMA by 2 touchdowns, 14-0 in the first half.
That's a good game for the Indian Hawks to get their feet back under them. I'll have to look up and see where everybody goes next week. I forgot to write that down. As we're in the heat of football season, the Missouri Tigers at home after a disappointing loss at Wyoming. Tomorrow they'll host West Virginia on 2nd and 18 after the holding penalty. Option to the left. Johnson cuts it upfield, and he'll get it down to about the 45-yard line.
Back in the shadow of the original marker.
Picks up about 7 on the carry. And it'll be 3rd and 13. Clock continues to run. As we told you in the open, if you just played this straight up, it'd be about an hour and 45 minutes. On the inside reverse again. Initial hit is made in the backfield, but a nice break of that tackle by Julian Holtkamp.
The Panthers scored again, so Palmyra leads Bowling Green at the end of one, 20-14.
An offensive outburst by both clubs in Palmyra tonight.
Well, the one was a defensive score
for
the Bobcats, yeah. Scoop and score.
So short of the first down by quite a bit. Actually just gained a yard, so it's 4th and 11. And Johnson will drop back to punt it away. Cody Love is back deep for the Dogs. I don't think Louisiana's convinced they're going to punt it. And Johnson is not going to punt it. He's going to run now. And he gets to the 45, spins to the 30. Now he's on the loose at the 20.
He's in.
At the 10, nobody's going to touch him. 41 yards, but there's a flag on the play.
I'm guessing it's about where he reversed field.
That's about right. Yep. Where he cut back is where the flag is. Let's
about
see
the 28-yard line.
He's going to be short of first down yardage, I believe, after they mark it off. It's a block in the back on Van Far. So they'll mark it back from the spot. So it'll be short of first down yardage, but it'll still be 4th down. So they'll wipe away the touchdown run by Johnson. And Van Far will have another crack at the 4th down play after they mark this penalty off.
And it'll be pretty manageable, I think.
I think you're right. Maybe 4th and 5 maybe or something like that. It's going to be pretty close.
And if they're willing to go for it at the 43-yard line, I think they're willing to go for it inside the 40.
Without question. I think Cody Love can come on up and play defense. I don't know. If you punt it, you just let it go anyway, this deep in your own territory. Now in a spread formation, let's see what they shift into after they get the play. As their Coach Kluwer is calling the play from the sidelines. And they'll shift into the similar formation. However, 2 backs in the backfield this time with Johnson. He's got Garland and Slatton. Now he whispers a little secret to Slatton. Sends Garland in motion, and they'll run the option. And he's going to throw it, and he's got a receiver open, but it was behind him just a hair. And the wide receiver, is that Holtkamp? I can't see that far. It looks like number 18.
Yeah.
Just behind him enough that he couldn't quite come up with it. And
good play call.
Oh, it was. The fake run, fake option, then pull up and throw the pass. That's one of the old things they used to run out of the veer. Fake that option and step back and throw it. So Louisiana will take over on downs. Pretty good field position from their own 37-yard line. And they've got 5:20 to play here in the half to try and mount some sort of offense, of which we have not seen much. I think they only had about 50 yards in total offense last week against Mark Twain. Luck's going to keep it, and he is surrounded by 5 Van Far Indians. Actually falls forward
for a loss of 1.
Yeah, or it was going to be a loss of about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So up front at the moment, the Van Far defensive line is winning the battle on the line of scrimmage.
Junior Dayton Sanders got the stop there for the Van Far R6 Indians.
2nd and 11, down to 4:50 to play in the first half. 8-0, Van Far still leads it. On 2nd down, Luck sends Burris in motion. They'll hand it off to him on the jet sweep, and not much going on there. I think he'll go out of bounds and lose another yard or 2. I think, Mark, as we've sat here and watched a quarter and a half, Louisiana's running about 6 or 7 plays, and that's about it. And the coaching nowadays is smart enough to figure that out.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to key on what your formation is. And I think Van Far's already picked up on that, because that play was going nowhere from the time they handed it off.
Now would be a good time to pull out play number 9.
Right, exactly. And hopefully it would be a pass play that would be on target.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and about 13, and we've got a whistle, and it looks like Coach Calhoun's going to call his 3rd and final timeout of the half, which has 4 minutes and 22 seconds left in it. 8-0 Van Far. You're listening to the High School Game of the Week on Eagle 102.
The Mercantile Bank in Louisiana says now's the time to sign up for online banking and bill pay. You won't have to get out in the weather. With online banking, you can bank day or night from your home, office, or anywhere with internet access. Check account balances, view checks, and much more. Stop in today to learn more about online banking and bill pay at the Mercantile Bank, downtown Louisiana, your hometown bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Follow your area teams throughout the season in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Twin Pike Family YMCA and Kathy Clean.
So let's see what Coach Joe Calhoun can draw up here, Mark. They just haven't had a whole lot of success with much of anything on the offensive side of the football so far tonight.
Last time they took a timeout to draw up a play, it ended up being a wide-open interception for Van Far.
Looks like they'll go with trips to the left, twins to the right, no back in the backfield, so a true spread formation on this third and 13 for the Dogs. Van Far looks like they're playing straight up man on the outside with the safety's going to pick up the slot back. Luck back to pass. He throws it. It's caught.
Wow.
And Love breaks away, and he may go.
Somebody lost a shoe.
He's at the 10, at the 5, touchdown. What a catch by Cody Love. And it's a 63-yard touchdown pass. Jumped up in a crowd and came down with it.
Found himself all alone when he landed.
He did. When he came down, everybody else fell to the ground as well. And a 64-yard touchdown pass from Luck to Love.
You get a little lighter once you shed that shoe, too.
Was it his shoe?
I believe it was.
So let's see. Does Louisiana kick it? Nope. Looks like they're going to go for 2 as well. So there's that pass play bolt the Lightning we talked about. This time it worked. And they'll go for 2. Crop out of the Wildcat of the Bulldog, but the snap's way off the mark, and he'll just have to fall on it. So with 4:11 to play in the first half, Van Far Indians 8, Louisiana Bulldogs 6. You're listening to the high school game of the week on Eagle 102.
Hi, this is John. I'm one of the pharmacists you see at Family Drug in Louisiana and the Bowling Green Pharmacy. We're right here with personal and prompt service, giving you the answers about your medications. If you're new in town, come get acquainted. If you're one of our regulars, thank you. You are always welcome to come in and just say hi. The right people, the right service, right downtown. Family Drug, 3rd in Georgia in Louisiana, and the Bowling Green Pharmacy on the square in Bowling Green.
Follow your area teams throughout the season, in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Mutual Insurance, and Bowling Green Tractor.
Well, a good offensive play, pass play by Louisiana that time with Jordan Luck hitting Cody Love for the 64-yard touchdown, but they were unable to convert the 2-point run, another errant snap. And Van Far maintains their lead. However, it's a 2-point lead at this point by the score of 8-6. 4:11 to play in the half.
You just said sad news from the Cardinals. Chris Duncan, first player, I think, to hit a home run in Busch Stadium 3.
38 years old.
Passes away for brain cancer. After his playing career, he was a radio personality in the St. Louis area.
Yep, Y101 or 101 out of FM. Onside kick this time by Louisiana. It gets across the 50-yard line. And it looks like Louisiana, or Van Far, I should say, will fall on it. Big number 64, Ethan Fort.
Holds the fort.
Holds the fort, yeah. Yeah, Chris Duncan was on the sports show on 101 for a long time, and he'd gone back to California to try and take care of his health, and unfortunately it didn't work out.
Our thoughts to his twin brother, Shelly, his dad, Dave Duncan, the former Cardinal pitching coach, who also lost his wife to cancer a couple of years ago. A tough couple of years for Dave.
He would tell you he couldn't play left field a lick, but he was quite a competitor, and he was really entertaining on the radio. On the inside handoff this time, Van Far with their next possession. Off left tackle, we'll have to pick up the running back for you.
Yeah, his brother had a very similar career as far as production-wise in the Yankees organization until that sports hernia ended his career.
That's right. Slayton on the carry. He'll pick up 1. It'll be second 9. Speaking of the Cardinals, they're in Pittsburgh tonight. I'm sure everybody's interested in that. They lead 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. They've been on quite a – I think I read the other day they've won 20 of their last 25 games. Lead the Cubs by
2.5, I think. Yeah.
That's right. On the second down play, Johnson's going to pull it out and go the opposite way. He's got some room around the left end. He'll be near first down yardage as he goes out of bounds right at the sticks. And it looks like they're going to give him first down yardage inside the 45. They'll mark it at the 44, maybe the 43. Let's see where they're going to set it down.
For a long time, my desktop on my computer was Chris Duncan doing something very inappropriate to the World Series trophy. he was a character.
Oh, he was. On the first down as they mark it at about the 37.5-yard line. Johnson will roll out to his right. Now he's under heavy pressure, and he's going to get rid of it, and it's picked off. Picked off by Luck. We've got a flag on the play coming from the far sideline. I don't know what that could possibly be all about. Way away from the play.
Uh-huh.
And we'll see.
I wonder if there's some illegal contact or something out there that way.
I can't imagine. You call something that far away from the football. It looks like ineligible downfield maybe. So Louisiana will decline that penalty, and the Luck interception, the second turnover, I should say, of the game by Van Far. And Louisiana will get the ball back at their own 48-yard line. So another break for the Dogs.
And no luck there. I mean, it was the pressure on Verdell Johnson that forced him to the outside and throwing off balance.
No pun intended.
Oh,
right?
totally a pun intended. That's my whole game, Jim.
Speaking of Luck, he's going to be at quarterback again as they look at their armbands, and they'll go with a little bit of a hurry up. And they slap their hands. That's the new way of doing it. Fakes the handoff. Luck's going to keep it and head around the right side. Tries to break it to the outside, turns up inside. He'll get across the 50-yard line. And he'll get it down to about looks like they'll mark it just inside the 50 at about the 49-yard line, and it'll be 2nd and 7.
Key to that play was the old school mentality there for Luck. He got low and just blew up the defender that was he was one-on-one with and was able to pick up 4 yards.
Yeah, he's more of an inside runner. I think he's a hurdler, if I'm not mistaken, and a pretty good hurdler. But that doesn't do you a whole lot of good on the football field. So the Dogs will have it inside Van Far territory on second down. Luck hands it off to Kropp off left tackle. He'll break it a little bit to the outside, get across the 45-yard line down to about the 44. One more quick story about Chris Duncan. I was sitting in the left field bleachers right behind Duncan when he was playing left, and he had 2 balls that were line drives, one off a left-hander and one off a right-hander. And you've played enough to know that if it's off a left-hander, it's going to tail towards the line. If it's off a right-hander, it's going to go the other way. He went the opposite direction on both of them, was absolutely clueless. And he would admit it with the best of them on the radio after he finally quit playing. Kropp up the middle again, or runs into a bunch of Indians. Let's see who they are. Big number 60, big number 55, I should say. Dayton Sanders in there along with Slatton on the tackle. Short of first down yards. They gave him a positive yard, it looks like. So it's going to be 4th and less than 1.
That's where these big shoulder pads will come in handy for Luck. He's got to power get this yard.
Well, and this is the age-old story of the spread offense. Man, you need to be under center because you got to go 4 yards, almost 5 yards to get to that line of scrimmage out of this formation. Let's see what Louisiana wants to do is they'll go for it. He's going to fake the pass, and he's going to be hit in the backfield by Slatton and tackled for a loss. And Louisiana will turn it over on downs. Great defensive play that time by Morgan Slatton. He's been in the backfield a bunch out of his linebacker position. So they'll turn it over on downs, will the Dogs. And Van Far will take over on their own 45-yard line. We're down to 1:07 to play in the half. 8-6. Van Far leads it.
Pretty quick moving first half. Second quarter not quite as fast as the first one, but we're making headway.
Turnovers and a few penalties in the second quarter.
A lot of timeouts, too.
Yes, we did. They'll hand it off straight up the middle, and Garland, who's had some running room up the middle, ran right into the back of one of his linemen, and it knocked him down.
And I've seen that with a few Van Far players. I saw it earlier with on the interception by Taylor. They're having trouble, it looks like, keeping their footing. Maybe switch to some longer cleats there at halftime. It's a unique playing surface here, and it seems like Van Far's got the wrong length on those cleats.
The grass is a little longer. However, in high school football, as we'll keep it here, as Van Far's called a timeout. I don't think in high school football they travel with a multitude of lengths of spikes. I'm guessing they're going to continue to play.
I'm guessing a few of them. You get those ones where they're the screw-in ones.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't. Do they even make those anymore? Do high school kids buy those?
They gotta. I think they buy the shiniest ones, most metallic material.
Most
on the
of them with rubber spikes in them nowadays.
Probably.
But yeah, you're right. When I played, we had the screw-in. You could change them out from it. Yeah, heck, you could get them to be about 5/8 of an inch long if you wanted them.
Yeah.
Now, club-footed guy like me had trouble picking his feet up enough to even run with spikes on that long, but it worked for some for sure. So after the timeout, with 52.7 seconds to play in the half, second and about 12 for the Indians. Spread formation, same thing we've seen all night.
Are you saying I'm showing my age talking about changing axle?
I can't believe you remember that far back. Up the middle once again goes Garland. He spins. He loves that spin move, doesn't he? Picks up about 7 across the 50. Down to the 49. Clock continues to run. Van Far has a couple timeouts still in their hip pocket.
41 at the end of the month, Jim.
41. Man, I might have to think hard to remember 41. Johnson on the quarterback draw. He's got some room down the left side. He's broken free down the sideline, and he steps out of bounds, I believe, at about where are they going to mark him? About the 20-yard line maybe?
Yeah, and that's really fortunate for the Bulldogs because you only got 20 seconds left.
And he was going in.
Yeah.
He was going in. You're right. You said in the pregame, he gets some space. He's got speed, and you're 100% on the money there. However, he stepped out of bounds, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20, as you said, down to 20 seconds to play in the half. But they do have a couple of timeouts. Johnson with Garland in the backfield, hands it to Garland. He tries to break it outside, drops the football. Now it's picked up by a lineman maybe, and he falls down.
Needs longer spikes.
Oh, mercy. And we've got a timeout on the field. Van Far will take another timeout. 11.5 seconds to play. We'll stay here and finish off this half for you. Fumbled the football, did Garland. I didn't pick up the number. Might be able to see it on the video better as to who picked that up.
That's a long way away.
He lost his footing, and they'll have the ball. It looks like they're going to mark it at about the 10-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Indians. They should have, if my in-up scorekeeping's correct, they should have a one timeout left.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll be able to run another play on the ground if they would like without getting into the end zone and use that timeout. Well, we talked in the pregame about defense and who could throw the football, and both things have actually come to pass, as no pun intended, as Louisiana did complete a long pass, and Van Far has been able to move the ball on the ground. And so we're kind of right where we thought we would be at 8-6. Let's see if Van Far can score here in the waning seconds of the second quarter. Johnson with Garland in the backfield. He'll take the snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it. He's going to put it up, and he's got a receiver. It goes through his hands and falls incomplete.
42, the intended target, Austin Taylor.
Did a good job catching that interception earlier, but he was all alone.
Yeah,
he was too open.
And it was, it was just like his interception. He was in center field, and it just slipped through his hands.
So they don't have to use that final timeout, as they have 6.4 seconds to play. This is going to probably be the last play either way. in high school, it's hard to run a play in less than 6 seconds. Johnson with the same formation. He'll fake the handoff again. Looks, he's under pressure. He's going to roll to his right. This is where he's trouble. He's on the loose. He breaks to the outside, heads for the right pylon at the buzzer, and scores.
Oh, my goodness.
Freelance is the name of the game, and he goes in from 20 yards out with no time left in the half. Johnson from 20, and it's 14-6 with the extra point try to come.
Fourth time Verdell's been in the end zone tonight. Only 2 of them have counted.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious what you've got to do if you're Louisiana. You got to have somebody spy him and keep him from freelancing like that, because that's when he's been, well, both touchdowns have come from him freelancing after getting flushed out of the pocket. The 2-point conversion pass is caught, and into the end zone is Garrett Schmidt, I believe, for the 2-point conversion. And so at the half, the Van Far Indians 16, the Louisiana Bulldogs 6. We'll be back to the halftime show after this on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 halftime report is coming up, sponsored by Cellular and Satellite Center.
Matthew Niemeyer here from Cellular and Satellite in Bowling Green. We are your local authorized retailer for your satellite TV and internet needs. We offer Dish Network and DirecTV along with Exceed, HughesNet, and DishNet. If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong. We are an independent retailer and offer the same promotions as they do. You must call us directly at 573-324-3722. We want to earn and maintain your business. Please give Sailor and Satellite a call for your TV and internet needs. 573-324-3722.
Some people just have a knack for being there when you need them the most. Like your third-grade classmate who sticks up for you against that bully. The neighbor who gives you a jump start. And the friend who chases away that flock of geese at your outdoor wedding. Your State Farm agent has your back, too, through good times and the not-so-good. And who's got your agent's back? State Farm, the company people have trusted for more than 90 years. We're here to help life go right.
Visit Cindy Blaylock Agency in Louisiana.
Farmers, the crew at Mike's Tire and Service Center is here to serve you. They know the hours you put in, definitely not your typical 8 to 5, which makes it difficult to get that equipment in for service. Therefore, they offer on-the-farm tire repair. Call Mike's Tire and Service Center and they'll be happy to work with you to get you back to operation as usual. Hi folks, my name is Cody Kirkendall, new owner of Mike's Tire and Service Center, located on Business Highway 61 in Bowling Green. Mike's Tire and Service Center proudly supports all area farmers.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. It's now time for the Eagle 102 halftime report, sponsored by Cellular and Satellite Center.
Welcome back to Cunningham Field at Louisiana High School. We're at half of this EMO to be football game, and the Van Far Indians lead it 16-6 as we go into the locker room. And Mark, it's kind of been the Verdell Johnson show on the offensive side of football.
He's creative, that's for sure. Everything has been kind of last option, just take off and try and make something happen. And he's a good improviser, that's for sure.
No question about it. At the 10:33 mark on their third play from scrimmage, he went in from 58 yards out. He passed the conversion pass to Schmidt was good, and they led it 8-0. Louisiana had 2 or 3 opportunities deep in Van Far territory late in the first quarter, early in the second quarter. Actually got down to the 1-yard line and got pushed back and then stopped on downs. Were unable to punch it in, but finally at the 4:11 mark, Luck dropped back to pass and hit Love. Cody Love jumped high, came down with a jump ball, and then went 64 yards for the touchdown. Their 2-point conversion run failed, and it was an 8-6 game. And then, as you just heard, right at the end of the half, with actually as the buzzer sounded at the end of the first half, Johnson went in another one of those improvised plays after he was flushed out of the pocket, went in from 20 yards out. His 2-point conversion pass to Smith was good, and that gives us our halftime score of 16-6.
Yeah, he had about a 50-yard run, wiped off the board by a penalty earlier. A couple of plays before that, with about 20 seconds to go, he stepped out of bounds on his way into the end zone. So that one didn't count, but Verdell in there twice, and all improvisation from the Van Far quarterback. so far, the difference in this game. And then on that first 2-point conversion, he does a little jump shot kind of pass to a man in the end zone. The second one kind of improvised as well on a rollout. So he can make things happen, and it goes back to what we said in the pregame. He's just a good athlete.
He is, and on the Louisiana side, they really haven't had much offense at all, except for that one big pass play, which was kind of a jump ball right here in front of us, and Love was able to come down with it, and when he did, all the defenders couldn't hold their feet, and he spun around and saw nothing but green grass. But beside that long pass play, they really were pretty stagnant on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and that one, I think the Van Far secondary maybe was salivating a little bit, looking for a pick instead of knocking the ball down, and Love just out-jumped them. They all go to the ground. He turns around and is able to run the final 40 yards or so with one shoe on his way into score. So that's where we stand through 2 quarters. I like the defense on both sides. They've come up with some plays, some turnovers, gotten some stops to turn the ball over on downs, and pretty clean played first 2 quarters. Not a lot of flags and nothing, no personal foul type stuff.
Right.
We've seen it from both of these teams, these programs in years past, where they can kind of get out of control a little bit, pick up those 15-yard penalties for a little extracurricular. So it looks like they're just having fun out there, going at it.
2 turnovers by each team, so turnovers are even. And as you said, the defense in this, or the difference in this game so far has been Verdell Johnson and the Dogs' inability to contain him in the pocket. And the 2 scoring drives were pass plays.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't run plays. He was dropping back to try and throw the football, escaped out of the pocket, and ran them both for touchdown runs, and they lead at 16-6.
We'll take a break here on the halftime show. Got those rankings out there, Jim. We'll talk about those when we come back on the high school football game of the week on Eagle 102.
Matthew Niemeyer here from Sailor and Satellite in Bowling Green. We are your local authorized retailer for your satellite TV and internet needs. We offer Dish Network and DirecTV along with Exceed, HughesNet, and DishNet. If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong. We are an independent retailer and offer the same promotions as they do. You must call us directly at 573-324-3722. We want to earn and maintain your business. Please give Sailor and Satellite a call for your TV and internet needs. 573-324-3722.
You can now check your cash flow on the go with Bank of Louisiana's mobile banking. We're helping you manage your money from here, there, and everywhere with our new mobile and text banking services. You can check balances, view account history, transfer funds, and pay bills all from your phone. Visit us online at www.bola.cc for more information and to enroll for mobile banking. Bank of Louisiana, proud to be your hometown bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The human body can run like a well-oiled machine, but just like machines, they occasionally need attention. A lot of times because of accidents, injuries, or even general wear and tear, the body breaks down. This is Keith Oakes, Director of the Physical Therapy Department at Pike County Memorial Hospital. That's where therapy services can get you back to normal, daily activities. Don't let pain keep you from enjoying life. Let PCMH's team focus on your recovery so you can focus on what matters to you. Pike County Memorial Hospital, community-owned, nationally known.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
16-6 our score. We're at half here at Louisiana High School. The Van Far Community R6 Indians over the Louisiana Bulldogs. And we mentioned in the pregame about the state rankings. They came out Wednesday or Thursday of this past week. Looking at Class 1, as I said, there's only one team out of the EMO ranked at all, and then actually South Callaway is just getting votes as they are not in the top 10. Lincoln is the top ranked team in Class 1. Westran, a familiar name, is 2. Valley Catholic, a team that Louisiana has played over the years, they are ranked 5. In Class 2, however, a lot of familiar names. Clark County's at 6, Centralia at 8, Palmyra at 9, Macon at 10. Monroe City getting votes at 1. They lost on the road to Centralia in week 1. Top team in that class is Lutheran North. Blair Oaks, we won't get into the others very much because there are not any teams from our area. Blair Oaks is the top-ranked team in Class 3. Ladue, the top-ranked team in Class 4. Fort Zumwalt North in Class 5. And CBC in Class 6. And actually, CBC and DeSmet are going to play later in the year on ESPN.
Yeah.
In their high school game of the week that they do. So that'll be kind of cool to see some teams out of the St. Louis area play.
Yeah, that's where my brothers went to school, and my nephew is he just graduated last year from CBC. Not football players. Yeah, you have to be brought in to CBC to play football.
I'm sure that's right. I'm sure that's right. They're scholars, right?
Yeah.
Coming from the Froelich family.
Uh-huh.
Couple scores for you. We may be a little bit behind on some of these. Clopton-Ellsbury was leading Missouri Military 14-0. That was in the first quarter. Palmyra 28-14 in the second over Bowling Green. Alton over Quincy 7-6. Clark County trails Centralia at Centralia 7-6. That's two of the best teams in the CCC. Macon leads Highland 24-20 late in the second quarter. Monroe City leads Brookfield 14-0. Jeff City over Hannibal at half 14-6. South Shelby, the team that defeated Bowling Green last week, they lead Putnam County 22-7. Paris, an opponent for Louisiana later in the year, they lead Salisbury at half 20-0. And Troy and Warrenton, no score late in the first. Well, that's got to be in the second quarter by now. That's a first quarter score. Did you see anything else?
Pittsfield, Griggsville Perry trailing Auburn 21-0 with about 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. That's the latest score I see from over there. And I saw, what was it, Jeff City leading Hannibal in that big school game.
Yeah. Bottom of the sixth, Cardinals still lead the Pirates 2-1.
2-1.
That's an important. Well, everything's important from here on out for the Cardinals.
Yeah, we're under 20 games left. Everything's important.
Let's see, what are the Cubbies doing? They're playing Milwaukee. Milwaukee leads that game 3-1 in the bottom of the third. So
boy, Milwaukee's fallen off a cliff, though, haven't they?
Boy, they could do the Cardinals a favor if they win these next two games of this series, though. That would help the Cardinals out a great deal. Now, the thing you got to remember about this season, the Cardinals' last 9 games are against Chicago and Milwaukee. So. And I think 6 of them are against Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So the Cardinals, even though they're 3 up or 2.5 up now, no matter what they end up, if they're not over 6 up going into that last 10 days of the season's nowhere near over.
Yeah.
So,
did I see Kimbrell is hurt again for Chicago, though?
He's hurt, yeah. You know, I think who knows why they're not signing free agents. Everybody's got an opinion of that, but I think the proof's in the pudding that if the guys don't go to spring training, it just isn't going to work out. You just got to kind of let them go and get them in the next year, because if you don't really realize how important. I mean, I'm sure you feel this way. At some point, spring training gets to be a bit monotonous.
Yeah, it's too long.
Kind of like preseason football games. You know, what's the point? But for the pitchers, it's very important for them to get their arm strength back, and those guys that pitch and haven't been through that spring training. It's just hard to go when your buddies are in the major leagues and you're riding a bus in Palm Beach, Florida, with a Class A team trying to get your arm in shape. It's just doesn't work.
You know, you look at the Cardinals. It seems like every spring they have somebody going down with Tommy John during spring training. I don't know. 6 one way, half dozen the other. But I think coming in, just getting into a program after the season starts, it hasn't worked out.
I agree. Van Far's back on the field. Louisiana has not appeared yet. Another thing they do, if you're not familiar with high school football, is they run the clock off, and then they give them an additional 3 minutes to stretch. Never have quite understood that, but they don't ask me about how to make the rules.
Well, it's like the 3-minute warning for for halftime.
Right. But when the players come back out on the floor, they don't give them another 3 minutes to stretch.
Yeah.
Both these teams, of course, everybody in action next week. Van Far will travel to Wright City. Louisiana travels to Brentwood. That'll be a tall task. Bowling Green is at Mark Twain, and Clopton-Ellsbury will host North Callaway. North Callaway is an interesting little story, and they're coach left or retired. I don't. Did somebody come in there after Coach Emons? I can't remember, but I think there was a guy in there for a few years. But anyway, they've got a new coach, and Don Boulware is his name. He coached at North Callaway a long time ago and coached many places. Has a storied coaching career. He retired from coaching and sold sports apparel for the Graphic Edge for years, and he is now hired back as the head coach at North Callaway High School, and they lost their first game last week, and so it'll be interesting to see how Don acclimates. I actually happen to know Don and go to a few Missouri baseball games, and he's a big baseball guy. Him and the head coach, he coached the head coach at Mizzou at some point in his career, and so I was giving him a hard time. I was like, how are you going to get along with these millennial guys, dude? You're like 60-some-odd years old. So it's going to be interesting. I look forward to seeing how that game against the Clopton-Ellsbury team works out next week for both clubs.
Well, very interesting to bring the old back as new, and still, our friend over there that gives all the scores and everything at night, he's still there. From the last time that Mr.
Brad Boyer.
Well, the guy at the school. He's at every game.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
The guy's been there forever.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah,
absolutely. So he's welcoming Don.
Back. It was seamless. It's still the same guys there.
That's going to do it for our halftime show. They put that extra 3 minutes up. We're down to about 2 minutes to go. We'll be back with the second half after this on Eagle 102.
Matthew Niemeyer here from Sailor and Satellite in Bowling Green. We are your local authorized retailer for your satellite TV and internet needs. We offer Dish Network and DirecTV along with Exceed, HughesNet, and DishNet. If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong. We are an independent retailer and offer the same promotions as they do. You must call us directly at 573-324-3722. We want to earn and maintain your business. Please give Sailor and Satellite a call for your TV and internet needs. 573-324-3722.
When you're ready to purchase your next vehicle, visit Pogue Ford in Bowling Green and enjoy your next buying experience. At Pogue, they go the extra mile to make sure you walk away with more than just a car or a truck. They'll give you an automotive home. Pogue Ford has the new or pre-owned vehicle you're looking for, and if they don't, they'll find it. Plus, they're available for all your automotive service needs. Pogue Ford, Business Highway 61 in Bowling Green.
Matthew Niemeyer here from Sailor and Satellite in Bowling Green. We are your local authorized retailer for your satellite TV and internet needs. We offer Dish Network and DirecTV along with Exceed, HughesNet, and DishNet. If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong. We are an independent retailer and offer the same promotions as they do. You must call us directly at 573-324-3722. We want to earn and maintain your business. Please give Sailor and Satellite a call for your TV and internet needs. 573-324-3722.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
Welcome back to Louisiana High School as the Bulldogs are on the field ready to go in this second half as Van Far will kick it away. They lead it 16-6. As Verdell Johnson has scored twice, once from 64 yards out, once from 20 yards out. And they lead it. To kick off for Van Far is big number 74. I love these offensive linemen kicking. Maximus Roed. Is that how you say that? R-O-E-D?
Max Road, yeah.
Max Road. Back deep is Crop and Burris for Louisiana. Road had a good kick off his first attempt, and he's got a pretty yellow shoe on. This one will be caught by one of the upbacks. He'll get it out across the 35, and now we've got a scrum half at about the 33-yard line. And it looks like
that was Pedersen.
That's right, Tyler Pedersen on the return. Out to the 32.5-yard line is where they'll mark it.
You can't be too comfortable, but Van Far's got to be pretty comfortable with a 10-point lead at this point in the game.
You know that if they've only scored 6 in the first half, you got to figure how much adjusting can you do offensively, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see if they can. Offensive line has been inspired. Joe Calhoun, an offensive line coach guy from days gone by. Let's see if he can fire the troops up. And they got away with a jump in the backfield. And Luck's going to take it across the 40 with a little shake and bake at the 40 across down to the 44-yard line.
6-yard run.
Good start for the Louisiana offense. They haven't had many runs over, well, I don't think they've had any runs over 10 yards from scrimmage. Of course, the big pass play, Luck to Love, their only score in the game. But on the ground, Van Far's pretty much controlled the line of scrimmage. And if you look at the size, Van Far's got some pretty big boys on that defensive line. On 2nd and 4. In motion is York. High snap.
Oh.
Now it's on the ground, and
got it back.
Louisiana guy falls on it. Who was that? That was Crop. And they'll lose a couple of yards on the high snap and missed exchange. And it'll be 3rd and about 6. Well, that's kind of been the story of the game, too. We didn't really talk about it much. The turnovers are even, but Louisiana's had a multitude of butterfinger plays with
miscommunications,
pitches on options that weren't just right, handoffs that weren't, the timing wasn't just right, and put the ball on the ground, where they recovered their own fumbles in a number of those cases. But it stalled at least 2 of the drives when they were deep in Van Far territory. Burris in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Luck's going to throw it out into the flat. It's off the fingertips of Devin Crop. Falls incomplete. It'll be 4th down. From the 42-yard line. If you're just joining us, 10-16 to play in the 3rd. Van Far 16, Louisiana 6.
Burse almost bit on the on that play fake. He almost ripped it out of the quarterback's hands.
So Louisiana will punt it away. Van Far send Bryson Lay back deep. Looks like Crop's going to punt this time. And he kicks it away. End over end, and Lay with the catch at about the 32-yard line. Heads up the right sideline. He gets the outside. Oh, he's got some speed. Cuts it inside at the 40 down to the 30 of Louisiana. Holy moly. The sophomore Bryson Lay. Woo!
Yeah, he had a whole mess of steam going there.
He hit about 6th gear on the 50-yard line and started leaving people in his dust. Holy mackerel, that was fast.
Love with a touchdown-saving tackle at the end of it.
He tried to cut back, and Luck tripped him up. But nonetheless, Van Far's first possession of the second half will be deep in Louisiana territory as they'll start from the Louisiana 30.
Looked like Cody got a little shaken up on the play, but he stays in.
Johnson out of the spread formation. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Lay, throws it into the flat, and it dropped again. Man, oh man. We talked about Johnson's passing skills in the pregame, but they've been decent, and he's had 3, maybe 4 balls dropped in this game by his wide receiving core.
Not a whole lot of zip on the passes, and that might have something to do with it. The ball coming in wobbling a little bit,
Could
but
be.
It just seems like the receivers are turning those heads up to see what's coming or what's in front of them before they haul it in.
Lay is in the backfield. They'll hand it to him. He cuts it up inside. Not much doing for him there. He'll get back to the original, or maybe across the original line of scrimmage, I should say. Maybe a gain of a yard. Let's see where they mark it. Looks like, yeah, they're going to give him a short yard, and it'll be 3rd and 9. So Lay looks like he's kind of like Johnson. If he gets in the open field, he can really turn the afterburners on. But he's a little guy, too. They don't have any weights in the program. But he's smaller than Johnson, and we've all seen Johnson on the basketball floor. And even though he's put together, he's not very tall, about 5'10", maybe.
Yeah.
And they'll give the inside reverse this time to the wide receiver, Holtkamp. And he'll get it around right in, but he's going to be short of the first down.
Well, he hasn't had much luck catching the ball, but they needed to get his legs into the play somehow, and with that motion there, they were able to get him for 5.
And it'll be 4th and 5. Ball rest on the 25-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield with Slatton will join Lay. And Johnson still at quarterback. Twin receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. They'll send Lay in motion, and they'll throw it across the middle. And wide open, it's caught by Garrett Schmidt, and he'll cruise into the end zone from 20 yards out untouched. Little play action pass. The defense bought, and Schmidt was all alone from 20 yards. And it's 22-6 Van Far. And Van Far will go for two. Single back this time. That's Lay with Johnson. Twin receivers to the left, a receiver in the slot. And they'll fake the handoff, and the pass is to the slot receiver, and he can't find the handle, and it falls incomplete once again. So after that nice play and run back by Lay, Van Far able to convert, and they lead it 22-6 with 8:38 to play in the third quarter. You're listening to the high school game of the week on Eagle 102.
It's good to aim high, and sports can help children reach their goals. Join Pike County Mutual Insurance in Bowling Green and Farm Mutual Insurance in supporting local athletes. Be sure to catch all the action this sports season. Pike County Mutual Insurance salutes young local athletes and wishes them well. And they look forward to protecting these young adults with strong insurance coverage during what is sure to be a bright future. Pike County Mutual Insurance in Bowling Green.
Follow your area teams throughout the season, in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Community State Bank, Bowling Green Chevy, and Family Drug.
22-6, Van Far leads it. Mark, Van Far took advantage of that great run back by Lay on the punt and punched it in.
And a good pass and catch, something we haven't seen a whole lot of in this ball game, but each team now with a passing touchdown.
Road to kick it away again. This is a line drive kick, and it'll be go right through the wickets of Burris, and he'll pick it up at about the 15-yard line, tries to break it to the outside, and there's not going to be much running room for him there. That one went right through the 5-hole.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard to do in football.
It is.
Hockey and baseball is a little different, but
Yeah.
that's a pretty good sized ball to go between your legs. But nonetheless, he created a little positive yardage out of it after he picked it up, got out to the, looks like they're going to mark it at about the 18-yard line. And Louisiana needs something positive offensively here. Pinned deep in their own territory. And
now Burse is cramping up on the Louisiana sideline.
Yes, he is. That's not a good sign. Luck on the handoff to Crop off left tackle. Gets it out to about the 20. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Well, Louisiana just needs something positive. You mentioned it as we came back from the half. Was a 10-point lead enough? Well, if 10 points was enough, 16 surely is if Louisiana can't get something going offensively. Second down. Twins to the left, strong left with the tight end. And they fake the handoff. Luck's going to keep it. Not much running room. Spins inside and turns nothing into about a 5-yard gain. No, gets out across the 25, maybe the 26, and a manageable third down now at 3rd and about 3.
Yeah, short 3.
He banged around.
That spin move really got him going.
And I think he's really a running back. You mentioned it with the shoulder pads. He's got the running back build.
Mm-hmm.
If you could put him in the tailback or the fullback position out of the I formation, you might have a little something. But that quarterback tonight, 3rd down and a short 3. He'll hand it off to Crop. He breaks a tackle, gets out across the 30-yard line, and he'll have the first down.
I mean, little victories is what you got to build on.
Little victories, and hope you can break one. They're going to need to break a long one to get back into this game, I'm afraid. We're down to 7:07 to play in the 3rd. And with the multitude of running plays, the clock runs rather quickly in these football games. We'll have a water break here at about the 5-minute mark or somewhere in that neighborhood, I would guess. Crop on the handoff, tries to get outside, now turns it up inside across the 35. Gain of about 3, maybe 4, and it'll be second down.
And I don't know if, at some point during a game, you got to say, okay, let's work on a drive. Let's put together a drive. Let's not worry about if something breaks and we score quick, that's fine. But let's work on putting 2, 3, 4 plays together and build something positive. I go back to what Coach Tony Francis at Clopton told us so many times last year. He's building a culture, and that's not about wins and losses in the short term. It's
right.
about program gains in the long term.
Now I'll follow up on that after this play. Luck's going to look to pass over into the left flat, and he overshoots the wide receiver Love on the slant pattern. Yeah, and that's one of the positives for Louisiana in that they don't have a conference championship to worry about playing for. They want to win games, obviously, because they've had a number of down years. But you're right. If you can build that culture, and then when you get into a league next year, you have things going in the right direction, then you'll be ready, hopefully ready to go for the EMO conference play in 2020. It kind of hurts me to say 2020. Man, that's hard to believe, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
On third down, same formation we've seen all night. Crop in the backfield with Luck. He'll fake the handoff, takes it off right tackle, breaks the tackle across the line of scrimmage out to about the 37 and a half, maybe 38. He'll be short of first down yards. It'll still be 4th and 5 for the Dogs.
Yeah, we're talking about feeling old. I've got a boss now who was born when I was a junior in high school. My other job.
Oh, yeah, I don't even want to tell you.
I broadcast his games.
When I was officiating, I'd come up and kids would come up to, hey, you refereed my dad's games. I'm like, oh, criminy. There's that water whistle we were talking about. Actually, it's a Louisiana timeout with 5:23 to play in the third. 22-6, Van Far leads it. You're listening to the High School Game of the Week on Eagle 102.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. So easy, anyone can use them. Once you try it, you'll just have to buy it. Stop by Bowling Green Tractor to see how easy yard work can be. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
Follow your area teams throughout the season, in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Pike County Health Department, Home Health and Hospice, Mid-America Auto and Towing, and Abel's Quick Shop.
5:23 to play in the third. 22-6, Van Far leads it.
See Triope and Calhoun on the Illinois side, knotted up 16 at the half.
You know, they play some good football over there on the other side of the river. I've never gone over and watched any of the games. Illini West, Carthage, they've all had good teams over the years. Bushnell, are they with, no, I guess Brussels or Barry's with West Pike now. A lot of them are co-ops.
Western now, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of co-ops in Illinois. And it makes you wonder about these two teams. Van Far is co-oping with community. Will Louisiana have to look to do that at some point if they can't get their numbers up? That's for another day, as it's 4th down and 5 from their own 37-yard line. And it looks like they're going to go for it. Or are they going to try and draw them offside and then drop back to punt? They're going to send Burris in motion. They fake the handoff to him. They've got a receiver all alone. The pass is up, and it's caught.
Wow.
At the 35-yard line, down inside the 30. On the reception, is that Love again?
It is. Cody Love.
Man, he broke free and had 5 to 7 yards on the defense, and that pass was on the money. And Louisiana in business inside the Van Far 28-yard line with a first down. Love now checks to the sideline. They'll look, get the signal from the offensive coordinator.
It's late coming in. Crop is getting frustrated back there.
Well, they didn't start the play clock, so it was only at 39. Now they give it to Crop. He breaks it to the outside, shakes and bakes. Now gets to the outside, across the 20, down to about the 16-yard line. He just doesn't quite have the speed to get to the corner, as Van Far has done a great job of stringing things out on the defensive side.
He's still happy with the run. Another first down, moves the chains for the Bulldogs.
They need positive points. They need points out of this drive if they want to get back into this football game. Trips or twins to the right, I should say. Single receiver to the left, tight end strong left with Luck and Crop in the backfield. Bring Burris in motion. They'll fake that handoff. Now confusion in the backfield completely as Burris, or Crop, I should say, wanted the football. Luck was wanting to keep it.
Luck went to his left to hand off, and Crop was on his right.
It's never a good, never a good feeling when that happens.
Yeah, and he ended up trying to get it over his head.
The loss, though, minimal at 2, so it'll be 2nd and 12. Ball back to the 17-yard line for the Dogs. Down to 4 minutes to play in third.
First half, though, that's a fumble, so.
They hand it off to Crop. He bounces it to the outside around the left end this time. Hit at about the 10-yard line. So another good gain for
Got an injured
Crop.
Indian. Looks like he's favoring his right leg. I don't know if it's a cramp or what.
Yeah, we've seen, as you said, I think it was Burris over on the Louisiana sidelines. That looks like it's exactly what it is, a cramp. And for those of you that have never had one, this is really no fun.
No. No, that's about the closest someone like me can get to childbirth, I think, is a Charlie horse.
I got to tell you, I've heard a cramp described a lot of ways, but I've never heard it described like that. We can't tell who the player is as they're trying to stretch him out a little bit. And they'll get him some salt, maybe some ketchup. Eat some ketchup. That stuff helps with cramps. Generally, they'll give him salt. Well, they used to give him salt tablets. I don't know if that's legal anymore.
I don't think that's legal anymore.
So they're probably going to pump him full of Gatorade when they get him to the sideline.
Yeah.
Down to 3:42 to play in the third quarter. 22-6 is our score. Well, at some point they've got to get him off the field, or he's got to be ready to play. We can't sit here all night waiting for him to stretch him out, I wouldn't think.
They've been given a lot more leeway to injuries, especially ones, because the minute you stand him up, whether he's putting weight on it or not, that cramp comes back. Just as hard as it was before.
I agree.
So.
However, this is a little different than an injury. A cramp's not a threat of something debilitating. Yeah. It's going to, you're going to be able to recover from this, but you got to.
He's drinking, that's for sure. He's put down about a half bottle of water already.
And as I told you, our officiating crew, they know they're not getting paid by the hour.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're going, come on, let's get this guy off the field or get him up and let's play.
Well, there goes the leg up again, trying to stretch it out. Why don't we take a quick break here in the third quarter of this game. Van Far, R6, leads Louisiana 22-6 in Week 2 action on the high school football game of the week from Eagle 102.
Pike County Hospice is proud to be your only local, not-for-profit, county-based hospice program in the area. Hi, my name is Corey Shepard, Hospice Program Manager. Since 1993, Pike County Hospice has been serving our community's families with integrity, compassion, and respect. This new journey is not easy, and we are ready to support you and your family through this difficult time. You have the choice of who will be by your side. By choosing Pike County Hospice, it will be our honor to serve you and provide the comfort and dignity yourself and your loved ones deserve. Contact us today by calling 324-2111 or visiting our website at pikecountyhospice.com.
Follow your area teams throughout the season, in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by All Parts, Perkins Electrical Service, and Spring Hollow Coffee.
Well, Garrett Schmidt is up on his feet from the cramp. They've got him to the sidelines. And we'll continue with a 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Ball rests on the 10-yard line of Van Far. They need points in the worst way. on this drive. Luck takes the snap and is going to run straight up the gut. Not a whole lot of running room there. Will pick up positive yardage, maybe 1. They might give him 2. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a 4th and 4 for the Bulldogs.
Well, they haven't had a whole lot of luck running up the middles. I mean, straight up the middle. Off tackle, they've had some luck on a little misdirection stuff. The pitch stuff has not really worked at all. Van Far's pursuit's been really good, stringing those plays out. So let's see if they want to put the ball in the air. The quarterback draws worked several times. They drop back to pass, and Luck takes off running. Let's see what they do on this 4th down deep in Van Far territory. They're going to hand it off to Crop. He'll try and get around the corner. He's at the 5, and they'll hold him up. He's going to be close to the 1st down yardage. We'll have to see where they mark it, though. Looks like from the far official, he may have it. We'll see where the mark is at the 2:33 mark in the 3rd quarter. And they're going to say it's a 1st down. 1st and goal for Louisiana from the Van Far 4-yard line.
Second time they've been inside the 10 tonight.
Actually, inside the 5. You got it down to about the 1 in a drive earlier in the game. And then everything was backwards from that point forward. Let's see if they can convert here. Twins to the left, single receiver to the right. Snap is on the ground. Luck picks up the broken play and will scramble back and get to the line of scrimmage and maybe even fall forward for a half-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Looked like Brandon Eoff was cramping up there. 44 for the Indians.
Clock stopped for some unknown reason. Now they crank it down to 2:30 to play in the 3rd. 22-6, Van Far still leads it. They've led from the outset. Louisiana trying to get this game down within 10. They look to the sideline for their play call. Check their wristbands now. And they're ready to go. They've even gone to wristbands and stuff in softball now. It's crazy. Luck fumbles the snap. It was a good snap that time. So 2 problems with the exchange. And this is going to be a loss of about 2 outside the 5 now to the 6. And it'll be 3rd and 6. 3rd and goal, I should say, from the 6 for the Dogs.
The closer they get, the more problems they have. Take a 15-yard penalty or something.
Yeah.
Get yourself backed up.
They just kind of freak out when they get inside the 10-yard line. And that's what happened before. They had a fumble snap and then a bad exchange on a pitch. And before you know it, they were outside the 10 and gave the ball up on downs. Here they go again. They'll give it to Crop this time. Good exchange. He turns it upfield, and he's going to get in for the touchdown from 6 yards out. Devin Crop at the 1:24 mark of the 3rd quarter cuts into the Van Far R6 lead, making it 22-12 with the 2-point conversion run or play to come. Good run that time as he was patient and cut it upfield right at the exact appropriate time and was able to cross the goal line. First running touchdown of the season for the Dogs. Now they'll run out of the Bulldog or Wildcat, if you will, and Crop is in trouble. Breaks the tackle, gets back to the 5, and the run attempt will fail. Same thing they did on the last touchdown. It didn't work. And it didn't work this time as well. So with 1:24 to play in the 3rd, your score, the Van Far R6 in his 22, Louisiana Bulldogs 12. You're listening to High School Game of the Week on Eagle 102.
Hey, this is Tyler from Mid-America Auto and Towing. We have a constant rotation of new inventory, including cars, trucks, and SUVs. If we don't have what you're looking for, then we'll find it. Mid-America Auto and Towing is located off Highway 54 across from KJFM. We offer a minimum of 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty, state inspections, diagnostics, engine and brake repair, and preventative maintenance. Mid-America Auto and Towing just off Highway 54 in Bowling Green is a one-stop shop. For 24-hour towing and roadside assistance, call 324-9919. Like us on Facebook or check out our website at midamericaautoandtowing.com.
Follow your area teams throughout the season, in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bank of Louisiana, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Pogue Ford in Bowling Green.
Well, a scoring update. Monroe City leads Brookfield 22-0 in week 2.
Last score we had from, or I see, from Palmyra Bowling Green is 28-14. Have you seen anything more recent than that? That was in the third quarter. Let's see if there's another score or two. Macon 32, Highland 20 as Luck will kick it away for the Dogs. Back deep is Lay for Van Far. It's a pooch kick that goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
But now we're going to have an offsides on the kick, and I'm guessing Van Far is going to decline that, I would think.
I think they blew it dead, though. I don't think they – yeah, they're going to have to re-kick it. Have you been up to Highland since they redid that field?
I have not. Have you seen it?
Oh, my goodness. I went up there for Bowling Green's softball game last year, and the scoreboard is absolutely amazing.
And they've got turf this year.
Yes, they do.
Unbelievable.
It is a
out in the middle of a cornfield.
Yeah, I mean,
literally.
It makes a lot of JUCOs jealous.
I'm sure.
I mean, it is crazy.
And, of course, everybody's seen Troy's new field. Of course, they're a 6A school, but that's a show place as well. So the kick out of bounds, you're right. They blew it dead, and they're going to mark off 5 yards, and Luck will try it again.
Highland's scoreboard makes Troy's look like an elementary school scoreboard.
Really?
I mean, it is just a huge, massive video board all the way across, high def.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Need to get up there and check that out. Luck will kick it away from his 35, and he does the same thing.
For a team that has not been good in a long time.
No, they haven't. And it kind of makes you wonder how they come up with that money. Well, it tells you that they've got support.
They've got some great boosters,
That's what it tells you, for sure. A lot of the schools are going to the video boards now. If you remember Ben Marth, who was on WGM Sports Guy for a long time out of Quincy, he's actually in the sports board business now. So I'm sure he's going to all his previous contacts through the sports journalism venue and said, hey, how about a video board?
Only $50 million.
Yeah, they are not cheap. So after all that, Van Far gets the ball right back where they'd had it before at the 35-yard line. And they'll have 1st and 10 with 1:24 to play in the third. And now we've got a whistle. And what is this?
Another timeout taken
Another timeout by Van Far. That'll be their second timeout of the half. I think Louisiana's called one. So 1 left for the Indians and 2 for Louisiana. Let's take a break as well.
Van Far's not leaving the field, though.
Well, let's stay right here then. I don't know what's.
They said it was a timeout Van Far, and now they go off.
Well, I think if you call it in football, it's not like basketball that you can shorten the timeout if the calling team comes back out on the floor. I think in football, if you call it, you get your time no matter what. Yeah. And so Louisiana was going to take it, needless to say. Softball, you've seen a few softball games, and we're going to carry some softball games. You and April did a game last night. We talked a little bit about Silex. I think Bowling Green's going to be pretty good. They'll get a little better as the year goes on.
Bowling Green yesterday looked like a 2-time defending state champion.
And they always go down to that Troy tournament and play those big schools. And Coach Dean Street, that's a really good measuring stick for his club, playing the Troys and Fort Zuma or Fort Francis Howes. I think Warrenton was there. There's a number of larger schools there.
But they went up to Highland before they played Louisiana and really
spanked them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Highland's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
they just lost their top pitcher just like Bowling Green did.
Right.
But they smacked them pretty good.
So after the timeout, 1:24 to play in motion, and they'll hand it off on the jet sweep to Holcamp. He gets it around the left end that time, takes a big hit on the sideline from Pedersen. But he's out across the 40-yard line. They'll mark him at about the 43, maybe 44. They're going to put it at the 44-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and 1, or 2nd and 1, I should say, for Van Far. And they don't want to do anything at this point but grind it out. Grind clock, move the football, move the line, as they say. Speaking of the line, the last check, the Cardinals were ahead 4-1 over Pittsburgh. Handoff up the gut this time. That is Garland back at the tailback.
Yep, and they're going to flag him on the tackle too. He went up high. I don't know if he got a face mask or a horse collar, but
it's a horse collar. Got him by the back of the jersey. I don't know if he had him by the pads from this vantage point, but they're going to call it, and it's going to be 15 more yards. It'll take it down to Louisiana 40-yard line, and it'll be a first down with 1:11 to play in the third.
Well, we haven't had the pace. We
thought
we were going to have.
Yeah, it's kind of been disjointed. A lot of stoppages. We've already had, 3 timeouts in this quarter. Number of penalties, so there's not a whole lot of flow to this football game at this point. Although having said that, it's just 10 minutes till 9, so it's been a reasonably quick football game to this point. And we'll go on first down. Will the Van Far R6. They'll send Garland in motion, and the bad snap's going to be picked up by Johnson. He'll be sacked in the backfield for a loss of about 4.
Right there, Johnny on the spot was Wyatt Early for the Bulldogs.
Good to see him back. He left, I don't know if he left. They called a timeout to make sure he could stay in the game in the first half as he got dinged in the back, it looked like. It's good to see he's back at full strength. Loss of 4. It'll be 2nd and 14 with 23 seconds. In fact, Van Far can let it run out if they would like. 26 on the play clock. But they're going to run a play. Fake handoff. Johnson pulls it down. This is where he's trouble. He throws it up for grabs, and it's caught. Lay on the catch. The two defenders kind of ran into each other. Lay was the last one left standing, and he makes the catch down at the 13-yard line, but there's a flag on the play. Ineligible downfield, so it'll come back. Sometimes when the quarterback has to scramble like that, that's what happens. And so that'll bring back what would have been a 38-yard completion from Johnson to Lay, and Louisiana's going to catch a break here with 4 seconds to play in the quarter.
March it off. It'll be about 2nd and 15.
Going to come back to the spot of the line of scrimmage, actually, it looks like.
About the 44-yard line.
Is this loss of down? I can't remember. I think, intentional grounding's loss of down. I don't think ineligible downfield is. So it'll be 2nd down once again and 14 from the 44-yard line with 4 ticks to go. They'll crank the clock, and surely they'll just let it run out. Johnson's at the line of scrimmage, but he's not going to get the playoff, and that's going to do it for the third quarter of action. The Van Far R6 Indians 22, the Louisiana Bulldogs 12. Your fourth quarter's next on Eagle 102.
Here's one question that has no wrong answer. Are you going to choose the new Shell and Fuel Rewards card to be used at Shell stations, or the Shell and Fuel Rewards MasterCard that can be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted? With both, you save 10 cents per gallon, up to 20 gallons every time you fill up. And you also earn 10% rebates on your first $1,200 in non-fuel purchases per year at Shell stations. See? You can't go wrong with either. Visit www.shell.us/getrewards and apply today. At participating Shell stations only. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, this is Mary Millen from Community State Bank of Missouri. Some financial institutions make you go through a lot of red tape to get a loan. But at Community State Bank, we try to keep things simple. When you talk with us, you're talking to the people who make decisions. Next time you need a loan for whatever reason, come see us. You'll be glad you did. Community State Bank of Missouri, your hometown community bank since 1887. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Follow your area teams throughout the season, in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102, brought to you by Ingram Plumbing, the Mercantile Bank, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Fourth quarter is upon us, and Van Far has it in the Louisiana territory at their 44-yard line, 2nd and 14, leading 22-12. Johnson with two backs with him this time in the backfield. They'll send Lay in motion. They'll swing the pass out to him. That's actually a lateral. He'll cut it upfield. He's got speed to burn, but the defense closes quickly.
Tyler York with the tackle. Good job.
Good defensive play by the Dogs that time to shut Lay down, as we saw on that punt return in actually the first punt of the third quarter. He's got some serious speed when he gets in the open field. Looks like Van Far will pick up about a yard. It'll be 3rd and 13, and they'll go from the same formation with Lay and Garland in the backfield with Johnson. Play clock down to 14. I would think they would start managing this clock a little bit better and running it down to around 5 before they snap the football, which is what they do here at 5. They hand it off up the middle, and Garland's corralled by 1, 2, 3, and 4 defenders of Louisiana. So good defensive pursuit. Looks like the first guy there was maybe Jacob Gray, number 58 for the Dogs. Loss back to the 44-yard line, and it'll be 4th and 14.
Quite a few positives the Bulldogs can take out of the first 3 quarters. Just need to get that offense moving a little more consistently. The defense I'm very happy with.
I'm punting this away, trying to pin Louisiana back. Johnson steps back. He is going to punt it away. Doesn't catch it very good. It's end over end, and will roll dead. Well, they actually picks it up. I thought once the ball went dead,
I think it's still got to be down.
Still got to be down, I guess, doesn't it? And
Cody Love picked it up.
Picked up a couple positive yards. It rolled dead at the 24, as you could see, and he got it out to the 28-yard line. So Louisiana will have their first possession of the fourth quarter from their own 28-yard line, and they need to continue their offensive. The last drive was positive. Positive things happened. They need to continue on. However, the clock is no longer their friend. Ruck takes a snap, hands it to Kropp. He cuts it back upfield, and he'll pick up positive yards out to the 33. And it'll be 2nd down from there. Looks like about 2nd and a long 5. Maybe we'll call it 6. Take a quick look at the Cardinals score for you. Things have gone haywire. They now trail. The Cardinals do 7-4. They were leading 4-1 the last time I looked. Now they trail 7-4. Somebody gave up some long balls.
That's kind of been the only thing really hurting the Redbirds lately is the long ball.
On 2nd down, in motion comes Burris. They'll fake the handoff, a little misdirection to Kropp. He kicks it outside on the round right tackle and out of the right end. Tries to get to the sideline. He'll have 1st down yardage. And we'll have to see where they mark it. It's going to be, looks like it's going to be about the 44-yard line. So just what the Dogs needed. 1st down yardage, move the chains.
And get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Absolutely. Except for I don't think they stopped the clock.
Oh, really?
Still running at 9:25 to play in the ball game. Well, you can have an extended drive here if you're careful and keep your timeouts. They've already used one of the timeouts, however. Luck's going to run a quarterback draw, breaks a tackle, goes up the middle, flag on the play, and that's going to be holding. Like 2 of the linemen actually had one of the defensive linemen tackled in the backfield.
I think it was
Van Far.
Glow and Gray.
So that play will come back. They'll mark off 10 from the spot. And it'll go back to the 40, or check that 33-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 21 for Louisiana. Down to 9:06 if you're a high school kid at home. 5th quarter will go on at the First Baptist Church after the game tonight. All students are welcome at the Baptist Church for refreshments and fellowship. So join in on that. Thanks to the First Baptist Church and the sponsors of that event. On 1st down after the penalty, they give it to Kropp. He tries to break outside, spins inside now at the 35. Not a whole lot of running room for him there. Again, good pursuit by the Van Far defense. We'll have some final scores for you after this ball game. Wrap things up with the post-game show, so don't go away.
And a 3. Palmyra leads 28-14 still. Clopton-Ellsbury 36-0 over MMA at the end of 3.
Lots and lots of football action as Friday night lights are in full swing all around the country, actually, for that matter. Luck on second down, drops back. 3-step drop, he'll look to pass across the middle, caught by Pedersen. He breaks a tackle at the 40, out near the 50-yard line. And that picks up a fair amount of that penalty. They'll mark it at about the 49.5, and it'll leave Louisiana with third. Actually, they're going to mark it right at the 50, so it'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, finally slung him down for Van Far.
That was a good pass with some pace on it by Luck, and then once again a muff snap down around his ankles, and it's kind of 1 step forward, 2 steps back for this Louisiana offense. They have something really positive happen, and then the snap goes awry, and they lose 5 yards. So now it's 4th and 9.
It's almost like they see something right in front of them and just get so excited. It's almost like Tommy Boy.
Well, they need a first down here. With 7 minutes to play in the ball game, trailing by 10. If they have to give it up on downs in their own territory, that could be trouble for this Bulldog club. Play clock still at 27, so plenty of time to get this play off. Luck claps his hand. He'll play action, drop back to pass across the middle. It's overthrown and intercepted. Lay with the interception for Van Far. The 3rd turnover of the game.
And even that, it ends up being like a punt.
Yeah, that's not the worst thing that happened. You put it up there.
And Verse is cramped again.
If your guy catches it, it's a great thing. If he doesn't, like you said, it's a punt. And now we've got a whistle, and I guess it's going to be a water break, so we'll take a break as well. 6:35 to play in the ball game. Van Far R6 22, Louisiana 12. You're listening to the high school game of the week on Eagle 102.
If you are in the market for a car, whether you're looking for a new or used vehicle, make sure you visit Bowling Green Chevrolet. Their selection will surprise you with prices that can't be beat. Bowling Green Chevrolet is just off Highway 61 at the South Bowling Green exit. Once you get there, you'll see why Bowling Green Chevrolet is the #1 dealership in the area. Check it out for yourself. Bowling Green Chevrolet, where you'll always feel at home.
Follow your area teams throughout the season, in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust and Mike's Tire and Service Center.
22-12. Van Far R6 leads Louisiana. We're late in the 4th quarter, and Mark, Van Far can really grind this out and run this clock down, or even out for that matter.
Yeah, a good sustained drive will knock the last 6.5 minutes off fairly easily, but that's what they've actually had trouble with is moving methodically. Fast-paced, yeah, they've had some success there.
The big plays worked good for them so far. And let's see what they do now. Johnson's going to throw that same swing pass out into the flat, caught by Lay. They're trying to get him into some space. Actually, it's not Lay, it's Slatton. He breaks a tackle, gets to the sideline across midfield.
All the way to the 45, 46.
Don't see any flags on the play, so that's going to be good for first down yardage for the Indians. Same play we've seen a lot, but it was executed that time. Good run after catch by Slatton to the Louisiana 47-yard line. Clock continues to run down to 6:15. Play clock down under 10 now. Let's see if Johnson can manage his patience a little bit and snap it after 5 down to 3. He's going to do just that. the way the doctor ordered it. Now he's on the loose. He's improvising. That's when he's trouble. He's going to get to the outside now to the 40 to the sideline. He doesn't stay in bounds, which would have been a good thing, but he's got first down yardage at the 35-yard line of Louisiana.
Sylvie finally knocked him out of bounds, but it was another big gain, enough for a first down.
He has been nothing but trouble when that happens for Louisiana. He did get out of bounds, which is a positive thing for Louisiana. Now they crank the clock once the ball's set. I guess that must be something new in high school, huh? You don't wait till the snap.
There they go, yeah.
So, 1st and 10 for Van Far on Louisiana 35-yard line. Twins to the right, twins to the left. Garland in the backfield with Johnson. He'll shift over to his right shoulder and take the handoff off left tackle. Good positive burst that time, about 5 yards. It'll be second and a long 5. So mark it, well, actually they're going to mark it right on the 30-yard line, so it'll be exactly 2nd and 5, down to 5:05 to play in the ball game. Johnson, same formation. Now this time they'll bring wide receiver in motion. He'll take the handoff on the jet sweep. Gets across the 25-yard line, as that was
Holtkamp again.
Holtkamp. And he'll have first down yardage.
Patterson in on the stop.
A sustained drive is what Van Far wanted, and that's what they're doing right now. Although they've had pretty big gains of 10, 15 yards on most of the carries here. This time they'll hand it off up the middle, and that'll be Garland. Not much running room for him there. He'll fall forward. Maybe they'll give him a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Take about 45, 50 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, they set the ball, and then the official doesn't start the play clock for 10 seconds. You're right, it'll burn 40 seconds off if they, again, measure and manage their patience a little bit, because they're at 15. And the linemen are standing up. Now they're in sync. The linemen are not even getting into their stance till 10 seconds, and so that'll be a good way to gauge what you're doing. And Johnson will take the snap, hands it off, fakes the handoff to Garland this time, throws it into the flat to Lay. He's got some room up the right sideline, breaks a tackle. He's going to go in for the touchdown. But there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, right at the 20-yard line, and this one should be coming back.
Yeah, we've had a couple ineligible downfield. That play happened pretty quick. That would be kind of unusual for a lineman to get downfield that fast. Now they're going to get together and talk about it. Let's see what Mr. Whitehat has to say. Nothing. They're going to pick the flag up, and it's going to be a touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown pass to Lay. And with 3:39 to play in the ball game, that may be the nail in the coffin. (28-12), and Van Far will go for 2, as they have all night. We've seen pretty much the same formation the entire night. Spread formation with a single back. Occasionally they put a second back in the backfield. They'll run a little option left this time. Johnson's going to pass it, but it's deflected by one of the linebackers and falls incomplete. So with 3:39 to play in the ball game, the Van Far R6 Indians 28, Louisiana Bulldogs 12. You're listening to High School Game of the Week on Eagle 102.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud.
Louisiana is a Health Mart town. Family Drug Health Mart Pharmacy. The right people, the right price, right downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Follow your area teams throughout the season in person, on air, and online by staying tuned to your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cindy Blaylock Insurance Agency, Young Enterprise, and JD Tire and Auto.
A 20-yard touchdown pass from Burdell Johnson to Bryson Lay, and that really puts Louisiana in a deep hole. They trail 28-12, 3:39 to play in the ball game. And Big Maximus Rhodes going to tee it up once again for Vanfar. Actually, he's not. It looks like they've got a young guy in there. That's Brandon Eoff, a freshman, to kick it away this time. And back deep for Louisiana, Burris and Crop. And he's going to have to hurry, and play clock ran out. I guess they don't care. Decent kick down to Crop. He loses the handle. Still hadn't picked it up at the 25. Now gets it at the 26, falls forward to maybe the 27. And that kind of is an example and dichotomy of what's gone on for the Bulldogs tonight. They've had some butterfinger things in key moments, and as a result, they trail 28, I should say, to 12.
Still think the positives outweigh the negatives, though.
I would agree. They, they scored points. That's one positive after being shut out last week. They've showed some positive things. Luck's actually thrown the ball fairly decently. And defensively, they played pretty good except for the broken plays, and that's when they've really had problems, with the exception of that last pass play.
Yeah, coverage on the outside.
Luck's going to pull it down and run with it, has some room, gets out to the 40, and takes a big hit by number 44.
He off again.
As it looks like Vanfar has a bunch of young guys in there, with the exception of the defensive backs. Still see a few of those upperclassmen in there. And the clock continues to run down to 3:15 in the fourth quarter. Luck looks at his armband, twins to the right and to the left. Crop in the backfield. Crop now will go in motion to the left, sets up in the slot. Luck, three-step drop. Now scrambles out of trouble, rolling to his right. He's going to cut it loose, and it's incomplete, intended for Crop. Too tall for him.
Came all the way across the field.
And it'll be second down. Did I miss a down? Yeah, second down. I think I took a little 10-second nap there for a second. Lost where I was. Second and 10 for Louisiana. Actually, they say it's second and 11.
Yeah, how do you lose a yard on an incomplete pass?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? We don't know who the chain. I don't know who the chain gang is, so we can't really call anybody out right now.
Yeah.
So on second down and what should be 10, and now we have a whistle and
a penalty.
A delay of game. So let the play clock run out. Well, as you said, some positive things to build on from this for sure for the coaching staff here at Louisiana and their players. Got a tough task traveling to Brentwood next week.
And if you're Vanfar R6, Coach Cleaver, a lot of good things in this game.
Without question. And they will travel to Wright City as a screen pass to Crop in a center screen. Not a whole lot there, though, as he'll.
The snap went to the ground again.
Right.
Was picked up by Luck, and he threw back across his body, or against his body, and found Devin Crop for, they got it back to the line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage, yeah, that's exactly right. So one thing that you can definitely work on is the exchange. They've had multitude of problems on the center to quarterback exchange tonight. Good exchange this time. Luck's going to roll to his right, still looks to pass, but he's going to be tracked down and sacked from behind.
He never saw him coming. That's number 74, Max Road.
And and a loss back to the 20, or check that 35-yard line, loss of about 5. And it'll be 4th down for Louisiana.
If you've got a name like Maximus Road, you've got to have a good sack dance after that, though.
That is a good name. I'll give you that. I don't think I think they would frown on a sack dance in high school if I'm guessing. Not only would the officials frown on it, I'm pretty sure Coach Cleaver would frown on it as well. On 4th down, Luck. He'll drop back, look to pass. They've got to pick up 15.
Stripped.
And it's stripped or batted down. Batted down, I guess. It falls incomplete, they say. And that'll do it for that series. And Van Far will take over on downs, and they can run this clock out if they wish.
Yeah, he was loading up there. It was stripped, but his hand moved forward.
You watching the replay on me?
No, I'm just going off of memory there.
So Van Far is going to get out of here on the road with their first win of the season, unless something immaculate takes place here in the next minute and 22 seconds.
But I was watching my screen while you – it's a little closer.
I was going to say, you probably see that a little better than I can. Same formation for the Indians. And we've got a whistle on a flag. Pre-snap penalty, false start. I think that's the first false start we've had all night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Usually you have 1 or 2 of those in a high school football game.
Yeah, those can become a plague really quickly.
Ooh, can't they, though? And those will talk about losing and coach's hair and putting gray hair on him. Those pre-snap penalties will do that in a hurry, for sure. So with the penalty, the clock stopped at 1:20. Actually, they should have put the time back on the clock since it was a dead ball foul, but
we're fine with it.
We're okay with that. 2 seconds. Now Johnson's going to roll out, and he's going to pass. You got to be kidding me. He throws it deep, and it's overthrown over the head of Holcamp. So much for running the clock out.
I think Coach probably gave him 1.
Don't quite understand that, as they had a bunch of young guys in on the kick squad. Now this is the varsity offense back out there for sure. And it'll fall incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 15 after the procedure penalty. 1:14 to play in the ball game. 28-12, Van Far R6 on top. Johnson now takes the snap, hands it off up the middle that time once again to Garland. He's had some success running the ball in there tonight. He'll pick up a couple. Looks like they'll give him about 3 down to the 37-yard line. And we're under a minute to play. So we'll get off about 1 more play, it looks like, if they run the play clock down. And that'll put a wrap on tonight's high school game of the week. Glad to have you with us. Been an entertaining, competitive game, as we predicted. But the Van Far Indians are going to head back to Aldrine County, evening their record at 1-1 on the season. Johnson will fake the handoff, and he'll sprint to the sideline. Again, he wants to stay in bounds for sure. He's going to cut back. Maybe.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't tell me he's going to score.
He is.
37 yards for Verdell Johnson.
Comes with 16.2 on the clock.
So they scored with no time on the clock at the end of the first half and scored with 16.2 to go in the game. And, you know, some people might not like that, but you've got a team that's a new coach trying to build some confidence. You lost your first game. You know, you got to play.
And I don't think he was looking for that to start the play either.
As the swing pass on the conversion is incomplete, falls incomplete. So with 16.2 seconds to go, the Van Far R6 Indians stretch their lead to 34-12. Yeah, we can keep it here. No, I don't think. I mean, that was just another one of those broken plays, you know, that's the 3rd time he's scored on broken plays. We don't have any rushing stats, but he's got a busload of them tonight.
I mean, just on the touchdowns, 3 of them, all was the first one 58 yards, 20 yards, and now 36 yards.
So, and then we know he had a couple more long runs. One that was he stepped out of bounds at the 20. That was probably good for about 30. So he's well over 100 yards rushing tonight for sure.
Plus he's got 2 passing TDs.
Yes,
He's been in on every score tonight.
So good work by Mr. Johnson. So they'll kick it away, and Louisiana will have probably one more play from scrimmage as everybody's ready to go, except for Van Far doesn't have a kicker yet.
I think you need to find the tee.
Well, they used the freshman earlier, but Maximus is back. He's going to kick this one away.
With his golden boot.
The golden boot. You always got to like these guys that have these designer shoes on, man. They're kind of awesome. Well, that kick short. Again, goes by Burris. He'll pick it up inside the 15. Now breaks it to the outside. Does a little shake and bake move out across the 20, or check that 30, to about the 33-yard line with 9.3 to play. So one more play from scrimmage for Louisiana. Let's have a quick incomplete pass. And that'll put a wrap on this ball game tonight. Glad to have you back, Mark Froelich. This has been fun.
It has been fun, and 2 weeks worth of pretty good games. I mean, this one gets a little out of hand at the end score-wise, but I mean, we had a 4-point game last week, and this one was about 10, 16 points, somewhere in there most of the way.
Yeah, it was. Louisiana wasn't out of it until the last series when they got stopped and then gave up the long run. But one final play here, again, unless it's an incomplete pass, and another snap through the quarterback's hands, and that's certainly going to finish off this game unless Louisiana wants to call timeout.
Yeah, I doubt that.
And they're going to let the clock run out, and that'll do it. Your final score tonight from Louisiana High School, the Van Far R6 Indians, 34, Louisiana Bulldogs, 12. Your halftime, or post-game show, I should say, is next on Eagle 102.
Coming up, sponsored by Abel's Quick Shops.
Here's one question that has no wrong answer. Are you going to choose the new Shell and Fuel Rewards card to be used at Shell stations, or the Shell and Fuel Rewards MasterCard that can be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted? With both, you save 10 cents per gallon, up to 20 gallons every time you fill up. And you also earn 10% rebates on your first $1,200 in non-fuel purchases per year at Shell stations. See? You can't go wrong with either. Visit www.shell.us/getrewards and apply today. At participating Shell stations only. Terms and conditions apply.
As a farmer, you rely on rainfall to ensure your crop production, but sometimes the weather doesn't cooperate. Droughts can happen and do. Long dry spells can ruin your crops, but shouldn't ruin your life. With a pasture, rangeland, and forage policy through NAU Country Insurance Company and Bowling Green Insurance Agency, you'll be provided with the extra protection you need. Contact Fred Carlson at Bowling Green Insurance to discuss how PRF can help manage your risk. NAU Country Insurance Company is an equal opportunity provider.
Is it time to renew, redo, or rebuild? People's Bank and Trust can help you make those home improvements without springing a leak in your budget. I'm Christine Rutherford, and we have loans designed specifically for repairs and renovations, along with home equity lines of credit. Stop by your local People's Bank in Bowling Green, and let's talk about how People's Bank can help you. People's Bank and Trust online at www.pbtc.net, or give me a call at 573-324-2525. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender, MLO number 421603, NMLS number 407724.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. Time now for the Eagle 102 post-game show on KJFM, sponsored by Abel's Quick Shops.
Welcome back to Cunningham Field, where the Van Far R6 Indians come into Louisiana, and they defeat the Louisiana Bulldogs by the final score of 34-12. And Mark, maybe a surprise or two in that game as Verdell Johnson really put on a show.
You know, we talked about him and his game-breaking ability, his athleticism in the pregame, and he proved us 100% right. Drops back and And, he might not have the best throwing arm. He might not have the football, mentality. More of a basketball player, more of a runner. But he's just such a good athlete that when things break down, he can just take off and find some space.
He did that on the third play of the game, 58-yard run. Van Far led it 8-0 after the 2-point conversion. Louisiana actually fought back a little bit, scored on a 64-yard touchdown pass from Luck to Love. Their kick failed, and it was 8-6. And then Johnson struck again with no time left on the clock. That was kind of a backbreaker for Louisiana. They fought back to near even, and Johnson went in from 20 yards out with no time on the clock. The 2-point conversion pass to Schmidt was good. And they went to the locker room up 16-6. Then not much action early in the third quarter, but then Schmidt got a pass from Johnson from 20 yards out for the score. And Van Far led it 22-6. Crop goes in for Louisiana from 6 yards out. And you got to say, talking about Louisiana, they got into Van Far's territory, deep into their territory in the red zone multiple times in the first half. And we're unable to convert. Turnovers, three turnovers for Louisiana, 2 for Van Far. So, fairly even there. But they just couldn't, as you said in the broadcast, seemed like when they got to those key moments, they just got a little excited. And
yeah, they're like a new puppy when they get there.
Yeah, stuff went wrong. But Crop did score from 6 yards out late in the third quarter at the 124 mark, and they cut the lead to 10. But then 2 scores late by Van Far, a pass delay from Johnson from 24 yards out, and then Johnson's run right there at the end of the game. And they win it 34-12.
Yeah, it's kind of like last week. Bowling Green fell behind South Shelby early, 14-0. They were able to get it to 14-12. Just couldn't get that 2-point conversion, and really never had another chance. South Shelby didn't pull away, but Bowling Green couldn't get over the hump. Tonight, they get within 2 points. Have a little backfire of a play on the 2-point conversion attempt, and just never really made much noise after that.
That's right. And as you said, there are a lot of positives for Coach Calhoun to build on, but there are some things that they definitely will need to work on when he goes back and looks at this film.
Well, the Verdell Johnson Show comes to Louisiana. He has a hand in all the scores tonight for Van Far as they beat the Bulldogs 34-12. We'll take a break, come back with more of the postgame show after this on Eagle 102.
Here's one question that has no wrong answer. Are you going to choose the new Shell and Fuel Rewards card to be used at stations, or the Shell and Fuel Rewards MasterCard that can be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted? With both, you save 10 cents per gallon, up to 20 gallons every time you fill up. And you also earn 10% rebates on your first $1,200 in non-fuel purchases per year at Shell stations. See? You can't go wrong with either. Visit www.shell.us/getrewards and apply today. At participating Shell stations only. Terms and conditions apply.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service. But did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. At Ingram Plumbing, we're ready to meet all your plumbing needs. I should know. I'm Bonnie Ingram, and I've worked there for over 50 years. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
The Mercantile Bank in Louisiana says now's the time to sign up for online banking and bill pay. You won't have to get out in the weather. With online banking, you can bank day or night from your home, office, or anywhere with internet access. Check account balances, view checks, and much more. Stop in today to learn more about online banking and bill pay at the Mercantile Bank, downtown Louisiana. Your hometown bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
Our final here, Van Far R6, 34, and Louisiana 12. So Van Far evens their record 1-1. Louisiana falls to 0-2 after the first 2 weeks of the season. And we've got some out-of-town scores, Jim.
Yes, we do. And these are all second-half scores. Some of them may be a little bit behind the times, but we'll give you what we've got. Palmyra leads Bowling Green 28-14. That was in the fourth quarter. Alton over Quincy 7-6. Macon over Highland 38-20. Centralia defeats Clark County in a little bit of a surprise, 14-12. Monroe City over Brookfield 22-6. That's in the fourth quarter. Paris leads Salisbury 20-0. Quincy Notre Dame over Rock Island Alleman 21-17. That in the fourth quarter. South Shelby over Putnam County 22-7. Mark Twain trails Milan in the fourth quarter 37-6. Jeff City leads Hannibal 20-6. That's late in the third quarter score. Auburn over Pittsfield Griggsville Perry Co-op 34-0, and that's the final scores that I see.
And Clopton-Ellsbury.
Oh, that's right. Clopton-Ellsbury defeats MMA 42-7. Let's tell you where everybody is next week. We mentioned it during the broadcast, but let's remind you, Van Far will travel to Wright City. Louisiana travels to Brentwood. Mark Twain will go to Mark Twain in their first EMO conference matchup of the season. And Clopton-Ellsbury will host North Callaway in another EMO conference battle. And I don't know, do you want to know where we're going next week?
I'm not sure yet, but I do have a final from Palmyra, 34-14. The Panthers defeat the Bowling Green Bobcats, so the Bobcats start 0-2.
0-2. You know, you dip into the two pretty good Clarence County Conference clubs, and two teams that are expected to be in the top of that league. So it's no shame to lose, particularly on the road to Palmyra. I'm pretty sure they'd like to have that game back from last week, though.
Callahan should be back next week, and I think some other players are getting close to returning. So to basically hold your own against those two the first 2 weeks, I mean, be in those ball games, you got to be happy with it.
Absolutely.
So we'll wrap things up from here. Our final again in Week 2 action on Eagle 102. Van Far Community R6 Co-op Indians 34, Louisiana 12. Here from Cunningham Field in Louisiana. For Jim Ross, Mark Froenig saying we'll see you next week here on the Eagle 102 High School Football Game of the Week.
You've been listening to the Eagle 102 Area High School Football Game of the Week. Tonight's game was brought to you by
Bowling Green Chevrolet, Cellular and Satellite Center, Ingram Plumbing, People's